Lord will reward you for your goodness of your life. Greater blessings and more happiness than you have ever experienced await you as you humbly and prayerfully prepare for the service of the Lord and your missionary and the labor among your loving children. Bullshit! Sorry, had to say it. Well, this is the Godless Rebelution, and that is the ending line in the letter that people get when they get called on their mission.
LDS missionaries.
Or where I got this from.
I don't know what that
when
even
your
means.
child isn't even in the church, but they send her a missionary request anyways.
Oh, you got that from the group. I saw that
Yes.
post. Yeah.
So someone in the group had their daughter actually got a letter in the mail telling them, here's your date to come down.
I hope they call me on a mission.
Yeah.
I've grown a foot or two.
No.
Never
When
being.
I have grown a foot or two.
God damn it, now it's going to be stuck in my head.
People don't think I was ever LDS, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll sing all the hymns, motherfucker.
I just don't get how someone that's never been baptized, never been a member of the church.
Well, it wasn't a real mission. It was
No, it was-
a
but
youth
still.
conference. It was like a fake mission letter.
By the way,
But
this is
it
Sarah
said right in the
Davidson.
letter to proselytize the word
Yeah.
to people who don't speak English.
Yeah.
So did
That is
this
odd.
person speak another language? Was that?
He didn't say, but the whole thing was
Or they'd send her
a
to the
24-hour
MTC
weekend thing to go train and learn a second language so you could preach the word of the gospel
Probably
to.
learned to say hello in Spanish.
Where is
you-
the bathroom? Have you heard of God?
There's a mouse on the table.
I have to poo.
It's very necessary when preaching the word to talk about bathroom activity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you have to talk about something that's not. Well, I guess that is a bunch of bullshit.
It is.
Not even bullshit, just people shit. But
Just
I just love.
say papal shit.
people shit,
I was thinking of the Pope.
Oh.
dude.
Papal shit.
I was listening to the Radio West thing with Doug Fabrizio interviewing Cliven Bundy.
Oh,
That dude has the worst Utah accent. Like he said,
I know people skip their vowels and stuff.
well, he would switch up and use the wrong vowels for things. He said lard. Well, the Lord has blessed me.
Yeah.
The Lord has spoken to me and has called me.
I noticed that with the vowels when I moved to Utah. Like, they'll switch like a long A for a short E. And an example would be like a place that's dug deep in the ground where you get water from.
Oh, well.
Right. But in Utah, it's a killer well or a blue well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like sail. Is it
Right,
sail?
right. For sell. For
it's
sell.
On sell.
It's on sell.
Yeah. Well, and then
Yeah.
they just used really fucking terrible grammar. Like one time I seen this guy.
I seen it.
And
Yeah.
we was at the store.
Yeah, we was down to the store.
Down to the store. Yes.
Everything in this state is down.
Yeah. That guy's fucking nuts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
So now he's saying that he has received personal revelation from the Lord that when the feds were down there, and Cliven Bundy had issued his call for the county sheriff to disarm the feds, that he did that because the Lord had called him and told him to do so.
He called him up.
Yeah.
The Lord.
He received this revelation.
Revelations from the Lord.
Doug Fabrizio, that dude has a lot of patience. Like,
Yeah,
Cliven Bundy just kept going on and on and on, and Doug tried to get in a couple of times. He's like, "Well, let me stop you right there," and Cliven would keep talking. Well, wait just a minute. I want to ask you. I'm going to stop you right there, and he just kept going on. He's like, "Oh no, go ahead, please continue."
Yeah. No, Doug's great. He's super professional.
Yeah,
But yeah, that guy's a retard.
Well, now I just went back to the Salt Lake Tribune,
Yeah.
and now the article says Bundy's views far on the fringe of Mormonism, says BYU professor.
Is it the same BYU professor who says that the LDS people don't ostracize?
Or is it the same
people who
BYU
left the church?
professor that says that that there's nothing in the Book of Mormon that any secular historian would find objectionable? Dan Peterson.
Which BYU professor is it?
Quinn Monson, a political scientist at the LDS.
Monson.
Zone. Yep.
Oh Jesus!
Of course.
Is he related to the Monson?
I'll bet.
Has to be.
Gosh, I wonder.
I don't know. What, is Matthew Holland president of
Oh, my
UVU
lord, I'll bet he
related to
is.
Jeffrey Holland?
Yeah.
They're all
Is he
fucking
from
related.
Holland?
No, they're
Oh.
he's
No,
Jeffrey
I know.
Holland.
I
Okay.
know.
Do you know?
I know.
I was playing on the Holland.
Oh, and so also yesterday, while I was out golfing, I walked into the clubhouse and I was, checking
Wait, you
in.
golf?
I do.
I had no idea.
Really? Weird.
I hear it's a wasted
I'm so-
walk.
You must never listen to this podcast.
The sarcasm runs thick within me.
So I was checking in. I paid my fees and everything. I'm standing there at the counter. I'm talking to the people. And a guy walks up next to me. He's checking in, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Being super friendly. "Hey, how you doing today?" "Gosh, I'm really surprised that it's not raining. The weather earlier was really crazy." I posted a video that there was fucking crazy hail coming down at my
last
house.
week or so.
And then it cleared up, and I went golfing the same night.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of chit chatting, whatever. And he's standing next to me, so he's just kind of got a side view of me or whatever. I was wearing the purple Atheists of Utah T-shirt that Sarah and Joe designed that says "Gotta be real, 'cause God ain't." And
Speaking of Utah Grand.
yeah. So we're just kind of chit chatting, having a decent conversation, whatever. So I check in, I load up my clubs, I head down, get my towel wet, all the pre-round shit that I do, and then they call us to the tee. So we go out to the tee, and the guy that was standing there at the counter is paired with me and my regular golfing buddy and some other guy. It was me and my buddy and then a couple singles, and one of the singles happened to be the guy that was standing at the counter. And we get up on the tee block, and I was like, "Oh, hey, they sent you out here with us, right?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah." And I walk over, and I said, "Oh, well, I'm Dan." And he's like, "Oh, I'm Corey." And then he looks down at my shirt and makes this, like, awful grimacy face, like, really, really obvious that he is very disturbed by the message on my shirt. Hardly said two fucking words to me the rest of the round.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then, typically at the end of a golf round, when you're playing with people, especially people you don't know, you finish up the round, and at the end of the round, you walk around and you shake hands. Like, "Hey, nice playing with you.
Yeah.
Good round. Had some good shots, whatever." Just kind of idle chit chat, but you shake hands and you say, "Nice playing with you. Have a good night,"
Supposed to
whatever.
be a classy finish for the game, sure.
Yeah, like we finish and he just split. He played a shitty round. Like I think he was so upset by my shirt that he couldn't hit the fucking ball straight.
Yeah.
And well, no, he's a really, really low handicapper, but yeah, played an awful round and then just lit out. But I was super nice the whole time, like, "Hey, great shot, Corey. Way to go. That was a great drive. Oh, I'm surprised you missed that putt. That's terrible." And then even after he left and, he's trying to ignore me or whatever, and I just drove by and I'm like, "Hey, thanks, Corey. It was nice playing with you. Have a great night." And he's just like, "Yeah, bye."
Yeah, so now he's sitting at his house on his Mormons Are Awesome #CTR podcast talking about you.
I
and
totally
how you messed
dissed
up
this
his game.
atheist.
This fucking guy had
screwed up his
the most
handicap.
terrible shirt. Like, why are atheists even a thing? How can they?
They
How
should
dare
ban them
they?
from the golf.
How can
How
they be,
dare
how
they
can
exist?
be citizens?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
Cool story, Dan.
that kind of thing pisses me off. Like,
No, for sure.
when so I posted that. I made a little comment about it on Facebook, and one of my friends, Gator in Seattle, he's like, his comment was just, "How dare you exist?"
Right.
Like,
Right.
you see people walking around with crucifixes all the time, CTR rings,
Yep.
you can see their fucking garments,
Yep.
all the religious iconography and shit people wear all the time. An atheist wears a t-shirt and people lose their fucking minds.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it makes sense because if it's an atheist thing, it's almost necessarily telling them by me being an atheist that I think they're wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that's obviously why they take such offense to it, because saying, "Well, I'm an atheist."
Well,
also
but
saying, "Well, you're
sure,
wrong."
yeah, but at the same time, I mean, you do the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
if a LDS guy is wearing a CTR ring and walks up to somebody who's wearing a crucifix, they think each other is wrong.
Right.
But it's
But they're closer.
they're
Okay,
closer
so-
in their
They're not
wrongness.
So here's an example. Just today at work, like every Wednesday during the summer, my boss does a barbecue, hamburgers and hot dogs and all that stuff. And Costco had a tent set up for memberships where we could get whatever deducted out of our paycheck or whatever for a reduced fee, whatever. But the sales guy from Costco, instead of a wedding ring, had a big, bulky, bright silver CTR ring.
Oh, Jesus.
Now that's a conflict for me. He's going to come over and say, right? So he's saying right there that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's the exact,
I'm
so
not
fuck that.
excusing
No,
it.
I know.
I'm not excusing it.
I know,
That's
of
just
course.
why people have a much more gut reaction.
Oh yeah.
But I was just providing
Yeah.
a more 180
Yeah,
example rather than
and
Catholic
they're not
Mormon,
accustomed,
but-
and they're not accustomed to people being out and proud of being an
Oh,
atheist.
yeah.
Sure.
For so many years and decades and
Yeah.
centuries, atheists have pretty much been in the closet and afraid to say anything.
Right. Well, and my boss is in the Mormon Tabernacle Choir too, so
Nice.
I'll have to
Ooh.
look.
yeah. But
You know what we didn't do?
We didn't introduce Sarah.
well, I tried to.
Yeah.
Oh,
I really did try to. I really did. As
I
soon as
fuck it
the
up.
first thing she said,
I
I really
fucked it
tried
up,
to
right?
say that's
Yep.
Sarah Davidson.
No, it's all right.
And
Damn
it
it,
just
Dan.
kept on going. That's okay. No, we've got Sarah back, but you can hear her this time because we have our producer here today as well.
Yay!
And contributor Ryan. And
Yeah.
instead of me trying to run the controls and totally fucking it up as usual.
So we can hear everybody.
Yes.
Well, now we can. We had
Yeah.
some pre-show issues, but
Grabbing wrong cables.
It's a common.
But
It
not
happens.
not to totally defend. I mean, I know I'm tech-tarded, but at the same time, when Ryan leaves, he takes his noise-canceling headphones with him, and that makes it a little more difficult for me to get the levels right
yeah.
because I can't hear anything.
Yeah, I would leave them, but I use them for other
No,
things.
that's fine.
No, yeah.
How
It's fine.
selfish.
Gosh, Ryan.
Trying to be a good
It's
atheist.
everything except the headphones.
Atheisting wrong.
I was atheisting wrong.
Wrong. This is technologying wrong.
So
That should probably be my nickname.
So I'm Dan Ellis. We have Ryan Duffy and Matt Mitchell and Sarah Davidson,
Mm-hmm.
who is now serving as president for Atheists of Utah.
Yep, picking up the mess that last guy left.
That guy was a
Oh.
fucking asshole.
Yeah, and why? Let's just talk some shit real quick while he's not
That's
here.
what I heard.
I think we should all pitch in for some razors for that guy.
Oh man, something. You seen that shit growing on his face?
I think
terrible.
the space station has the shake.
I know his grandmother's very upset by it.
Looks like he ate a bunch of glue and then shaved his pubes while doing a handstand.
And I've just always heard you can't trust a ginger.
It's getting long enough that it's starting to bother me.
Yeah.
Like it's bothered me off and on, but like lately,
like
it's
scratching
just
your neck
been-
and stuff, or
Well, yeah, and like I'll pull my shirt on and then I have to pull my beard
Oh, yeah,
out of
yeah,
the
yeah.
shirt. And
Oh, why don't you just leave it tucked?
It's really pretty
I
sweet.
thought about it. I did camping when I put my hoodie on and I left my beard in and put my hood over and I was like, it was fucking cold.
It's funny because the way it's like sort of contoured right now, we can see your chin.
Yeah, yeah.
just-
It's
got a
at
wave
different
right
at different
there, yeah.
growth lengths. The wave like goes right below my chin and then
Yeah.
it'll grow out a little bit. And,
Yeah, yeah. You've got a good 5 inches there.
yeah,
That's nice.
yeah.
yeah, 5 inches is average.
How many inches have you got, Joe? Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
That's fine. I'm also unusual, so
Oh, it's not.
La Presidenta's husband Jose is also here with us again.
I'm the first lady. Hi, everyone.
first lady, which is perfect because his hair's halfway down his back.
I'm hung
Oh.
like a gerbil. But gerbils, for their size, are really well hung.
Right. Okay.
Okay, we're good.
Sarah's like, I'm feeling comfortable with you talking about your penis.
I'll talk about his ponytail all day long. Braid that shit during the camp out. It was fucking
Atheists have
fantastic.
ponytails. I mean, they really stand.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
really.
a lot of them do. I guess. I'm talking about Joe's ponytail. Probably not audible to the listeners.
Mm,
I think
What Joe's saying.
I might be picking him up.
probably.
Why are you picking?
That's
fucking-
that's. I
He's
was.
hung like a gerbil.
He's hot.
Duh.
Am I atheisting wrong again?
And he has that long flowing hair.
It is majestic. It's mane.
I can picture him riding a horse down the beach, flipping it side to side. You're like a more dusky Fabio.
That's racist.
What does
You're-
that even mean? I was going to ask you
You're
what
a-
that meant.
You're a dusky Fabio.
That's racist. Oh man.
Whoa.
Dusky is racist?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Dark.
I think
Then
it's like
yes.
red.
I would say yes.
What? Like I'm the
Is it 'cause
whitest
he's
white
Native
guy around.
American? Is that why you hate him?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
My ex-wife every now and then would say, "Don't hate me because I'm beautiful." I'm like, "That's not why I hate you."
Yeah, exactly.
Plenty
But
of
you know,
other
it's funny though
valid
because like 3 episodes ago, you didn't even know that Clarence Thomas was black.
Clarence Thomas is black?
Right. And all of a sudden there's a dusky fella in the corner. And I'm like, what? What does that mean?
Well, I only know that Joe is dusky because other people have told me that Joe is dusky.
Okay. I should probably move on.
You got a tan dick.
You have a...
Okay,
I think
we're
we all do.
moving on.
It's a male feature.
How about them dicks?
Well, we have some games planned for today, and we have a few news items.
Okay.
Should we hit a news real quick, and then we can jump into one of our games?
Sure.
I mean,
If you're ready.
yeah, talking about atheisting, right? I think these people got it right
Atheisting correctly?
correctly in Sioux Falls.
You said it weird, like almost in a New York accent, like talking
Yeah.
about atheisting, right? So it's like, wait, you mean correctly, or do you mean like we agree?
Yeah, right?
right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Well, you know, after those whole things about prayer being legal, or not prayer, but the
Public?
opening ceremonies
Yeah.
for city council meetings, apparently some atheists in Sioux Falls decided to do a Dumbledore's wisdom quote during opening prayer.
Nice.
And it was approved. Like, wasn't fought. Like, they told him exactly like what they were going to do. And then he said, okay, yeah, we're cool with that. You can do a little Dumbledore. So, said it was last night meeting in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and it was not only made by an atheist, but an atheist who quoted from her own Harry Potter good book, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Said Mayor Mike Huther approved the request for the Sioux Falls City's Free Thinkers president, Amanda, to open a city council meeting with a non-theistic prayer. So at least they're following. I mean, that's not to say that did it, but
Yeah, well, does it say what the sage words of
last night did. It doesn't have the actual quote in there.
Because I know he said some very lovely things throughout books. Mr.
That was I don't really know what to say about that. Some
Was
needs
it
to be said.
Was it a Dumbledore or was it just real? It was weird.
It was
uncomfortable. No.
I don't know what it was.
I guess she did close it with saying, differences of habit and language are nothing at all if our aims are identical and our hearts are open.
That's good.
So that was her closing conclusion to the
Closing
non-theistic prayer.
The closing-
Closing conclusion to the
The
ending
closing
of the thing.
conclusion ending.
It was the closing conclusion to the ending.
But I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Well, they've got to allow it.
Well, actually, it's just in that one city that voted on it correctly. Correct? Or when SCOTUS saw it, does that make it for everyone?
That's for
Yeah,
that's for all the people.
yeah,
That's
for
the whole
everybody.
United States.
Or as
thing.
Cliven Bundy would say, "We the people." That whole fucking interview, he kept
saying, we the people, we the people.
as if it was like a third-person entity. Like
Like Bob Dole.
they were there protecting we the people, as if we the people was some person,
Some entity.
that was there. It was just fuck.
Yeah.
If you haven't listened to it, you should, because it takes crazy to a whole nother level.
I tried to understand his reasoning for not wanting to pay, and he claims it's because he doesn't recognize the federal government.
He did while he paid for several years before
To
he
the
stopped
federal
paying.
government.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the federal. I was doing some reading on it. It wasn't until the federal government gave the rights to the property over to the city, the county. That's when he stopped paying.
Yeah, he's fucking.
Well, so is he?
It's a thing of convenience for him where he's like, hey, I don't like paying these, and so I'm just gonna decide that I'm not going to.
Yeah, well, who
and I'll back it
does?
up with whatever the fuck I want to.
Right. Who does? But I mean, is he going to be okay with, like, say, a foreign entity, military entity invading his hometown, and then
That's
and
what he
then
called
being-
BLM.
and then being totally fine when the military doesn't step in to defend their property? Is he cool with that? Because that's anti-government. If he wants to go that far, but I doubt he does.
Well, it kills me because he says that you have to go back to, and he says that the Constitution, the United States Constitution, was divinely inspired because all of the forefathers, prayerfully thought about what they wanted in the
Mhm.
Constitution, and that's how the Constitution came to be, was because it was divinely inspired by the Lord who
Right.
told them what should be in the Constitution.
I want to know what kind of.
And then he
Yeah,
says
which
stupid
lard?
shit like then he
Good
says
cooking
stupid
lard.
shit like Doug would ask him, okay, what do you think about this? And he would say, well, that's not in the Constitution. How many different... The Constitution doesn't lay out every fucking law ever. It lays the groundwork for other laws to be created.
So he's okay with internet porn. Because that's not in the Constitution.
I don't. You'd have to ask.
Well,
Clinton.
of course he's not.
And then that would be if you could get a word in edgewise as he's
Right.
rambling on about fucking nonsense.
I don't like
you
the
know-
whole aspect. People are like, well, people came on his land. They're out with SWAT teams and guns. It's like, yeah, you showed up with about 40 people armed with guns protesting them.
Mm-hmm.
Of course they're going to bring guns too, and they brought like 8 guys versus your 20.
Yeah, and he kept saying, well, if they have a problem with it, why haven't they come down here and arrested me? They've never sent me a bill for anything. They say that I owe $1.2 million for grazing fees over the last 20 years that I haven't been paying. I've never seen a bill. Why don't you ask them for a statement?
Like
Get a statement from the government about how much I...
the 4 court appearances he had?
Yeah. All of the summons. I mean, it's not like the government just showed up at his door one day and said, "Oh, by the way, you owe us $1.2 million." How the fuck was he paying
He's
for any
playing
of this before?
ignorant.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm a little hesitant to even give him any more press because he's kind of the like Kim Kardashian of right-wing politics right now. Like he's famous for no reason.
Yeah.
You know? And so giving him more
He's famous for being a douchebag.
Sure. But yeah,
Like Kim
giving him
Kardashian.
giving him more attention, I think I don't know. I mean, if you guys really want to, I think
I
we should
feel ya.
move on.
Yeah. I'm happy to do that.
Yeah.
I was just
No, I know.
You're
It's
upset.
dumbfounded,
it's
flabbergasted,
super frustrating. But
gobsmacked.
he's just such an idiot. I mean, we could have 3 weeks worth of podcasts
Oh, yeah.
about that.
We should get him on the show.
Oh boy.
Like, he
You
would,
wouldn't say a damn word the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, you're
No.
just giving
You'd-
him a platform.
he'd probably come shoot us.
We'd probably beat him at games though.
Probably.
Do
Yeah,
games.
let's
You
do
guys
a
want to
game.
play a game?
I'll play a game.
Play a
What
game.
you got up
Do you want
first?
to play a game?
Yes. I'll play
Do you want to play a game?
Sarah's behind by 3 spaghetti noodles.
All right.
Bullshit.
SpaghettiOs. Well, we're just gonna start back at 0 since you guys ended with a tie anyway.
Well, Matt and I'll have a little side thing going on. Or sorry,
Um,
Ryan and I.
I was like, what?
Ryan and I will like we can start like all of us. At
They're gonna have a
0.
separate but equal competition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Meaning we
nice.
get more than you.
No Duskies allowed.
we come into this with the privilege of 3 noodles apiece.
That's true.
Men.
All right. So we've got a few games ready to go today. We'll start with another round of Who Said It.
Okay.
Sarah's new, so this will be.
Your first time.
I'll
Well, you
give-
need to
yeah.
go over the rules real quick.
Yeah,
for
I
it.
will. I'll do that. So what I'm going to do is provide a quote from a famous. It's not an
Not
obscure, right? But a fairly well known non-believer. And then I have 3 quotes, and then also I have 3 works that this person has produced. So after I give you the quote, if you think you know who it is, you can say, I can get it in 1, which means 1 clue. 2 is 2 clues. 3 is 2. Or I can get it in -1, which means don't need any clues, and you can name one of their works. So you can name who it is and one of their works.
So then
Okay.
for each
that
negative
make
you get
sense?
an extra noodle.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Does that make sense?
I guess.
It's not that hard. I'm really not good at explaining it. But it's not.
It's not as intimidating as he makes it sound.
These guys got it in no time.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me
Let's-
or Ryan to go first so you can
Let's
get
have
a...
one of you guys.
Let's start with Ryan.
Okay.
And we'll go this way.
All right.
Okay.
Pressure again.
All right, Ryan. Here's your
All right.
quote. Who said it? The secret of happiness is find something more important than you are and dedicate your life to it.
No, I've heard that.
Got 3
Quote.
clues, 3 works.
Find something more important
Important
than you
you
are.
and
The
dedicate your
secret
life
of
to it.
happiness is find something more important than you are and dedicate your life to it. And there's nobody in this room who doesn't know who this person is.
I don't want to say a name right off the bat.
You got 3 clues.
You
I'll
can-
go with 1.
Go
one
with
clue.
1 clue. All right,
Wow.
Dan.
Any lower bids from it? I say.
Well,
I
it's,
say.
it's up to Dan. I mean, you can either say -1 or you can make Ryan name it with 1 clue.
I think you kind of. Well, no. Okay.
No,
Go ahead.
I'd
do
heard
it.
that quote before.
Yeah. All right.
How did I tip him?
That nobody. Well, it was the gravitas of everybody here will know. Who
Well,
this-
that's what I do with all of the Who Said It. I try to
Okay.
make sure that everybody knows.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and I'll
Give me the 1 clue I get.
Okay. The clue is born March 28th, 1942, Boston, Massachusetts.
1942. That might be. I honestly was going to say right off the bat David Silverman, but I think I'm wrong now. But I'm going to say it anyway. David Silverman. No, that's why I say he's not that old. I'm like, that's why I said the date. I'm like,
He is from Mass, though.
He is from Massachusetts, but he's not that old.
Right. Okay.
Hey.
So Dan gets a noodle. The answer is Dan Dennett.
Oh.
Yep. If you would have gone negative, it would have been consciousness explained, Darwin's dangerous idea, breaking the spell.
Bringing.
Yeah, I know, but see.
Yeah.
That is just like.
What were the other clues that you had for him?
Graduated Wesleyan University, Phillips Exeter Academy, Christchurch, Oxford, Harvard, and Oxford.
I think I'd actually used one of his quotes in another episode.
Susan Bell.
You did.
I did.
You did, like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, I think it was at the live show, wasn't it? I did use one of his quotes.
Right. So saying that everyone knows him is the
Right, yeah. I was just trying to pad it.
Yeah.
So, question. So if you go negative, you still get to hear.
If you go -1, you have to name
Them and a book.
the person who said it
And a
and
book.
one of their words.
Yeah, so you don't get any clues, and then
Got
you
it.
also have to
So
provide...
you name the name, you name the person and one of their works.
All right.
Any one of the three, and I'll accept that.
Okay.
But a -3 would be.
Unless you're, like, super fan of that person and know, like, all their quotes.
Yeah,
and their
sure.
words.
That'd be hard.
Yeah.
And I forget names all the time. Like sometimes
Who
on
are
my
you?
own. I've done that.
What's your name?
Fuck me.
I'm fucking terrible with names.
Jose. He's really names.
Yeah. Are you?
It's a joke
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
because it's not his name.
I mean, I've forgotten guys I work with's name, and I'm like, I've worked with you 10 years. I just fucking name.
I do that at work all the time,
Wow.
too. Like, I went to that Java training class that was, like, 12 weeks long or whatever, and I'll pass people in the hall, and they're like, hey, Dan, how are you? I'm like, I'm doing really good, guy. How are you?
Yeah. Hey,
Hey, buddy, what's
buckaroo.
happening?
Yeah, but I actually live with the guys I work with for 48 hours at a time.
Right.
It's like forgetting a brother's name.
Yeah. Something that I've started doing to help with that is, like, saying their name whenever I talk to them.
Yeah.
Like, if I can remember it at all. Hey, Ryan, how are you?
Well, in the military, we always had our names in our chests. If you forgot, just had to look down.
Yeah.
We have another news item to hit real quick. Should we jump into another game?
We can do another game real quick. We don't have a whole lot for news this week,
Okay.
but we can pass me a beer. So I don't cheat and look at. And give me one of the Wasatch white ones. Yeah, Bob Sled. All right, Polygamy Porter. Yep.
Product
Polygamy.
placement.
Yeah, if you heard that, Wasatch Breweries, we like your beer. Quite the fans.
Yeah, every week.
Wasatch Brewery helps keeps us lubed.
All right. This game's called Around the Horn. This is one I can actually play too, and Jose could play as well if you wanted to. We're just gonna go in a circle, naming whatever subject until somebody can't name it, then they're out. I mean, so it's the last person that's able to do
Okay.
it. And so this week I'm saying we should do books in the King James Version Testament.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
Okay.
I have the primary song memorized.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna
Sarah will
lose
not
too.
lose.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose too.
Well,
All
I
right.
might forget what's already been said. If we're doing it in order, I'd be.
Well, okay. We'll start with you then. All right, Mark.
Luke,
Revelation,
John.
yeah.
The axe.
I'm gonna go First Thessalonians.
is Job in there anywhere?
That's Old Testament. So Ryan's out.
Fuck him.
Proverbs is
That's
Yep.
Old Testament as well.
Oh, this is only new. This is
Just KJV New Testament. Yep.
Doesn't the King James Bible have the Old Testament in it as well?
Joe, you're out. You dumb fuck.
No, the New Testament doesn't.
No, I've seen the Bible contains
Yeah.
all the
Well,
words.
the Bible,
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
but it's
but he said
KJV New
new.
Testament. Yeah.
though. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I thought you said the King James Bible. That's why I thought you said the first.
Yeah, New Testament.
Oh, I didn't hear the
You
New
drunk.
Testament part. No, I
Yeah.
should be able to hear him. I got headphones on.
I'm out.
Dan's out.
I know Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Romans.
Yeah, Romans is good. I'm gonna go Second Thessalonians.
It's that one already.
I did.
Timothy.
Ephesians.
What's that one like?
Yeah, that's one. Colossians.
Sarah's going through the song in her head.
Don't distract me. Isn't there a second Timothy?
There is a Second
Yep.
Timothy. Yep. Philippians.
Titus.
Yes, Titus. Ooh, I'm in a real position here.
checkmate atheist.
Ha!
5th
I
Corinthians.
think Sarah gets a noodle.
Yay!
Can I sing this song?
Yeah, do it.
Go for it.
Do
Do
it.
it. Do it.
All right.
You can.
It's praise to the man is the stupid.
Oh
fucking-
God, don't sing it.
Do
You know
it.
what?
It's a hymn
Do
about
it.
Joseph Smith.
It's Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, the Acts, and the Romans.
Oh, it's in the
first
tune.
and second. Oh wait.
You won already. You should know these.
I'll rub it in.
All I remember is I liked when it would go John, because there's 3 Johns.
John.
Yeah, there were a lot that we didn't get.
I
It's
honestly
just I got
thought
a noodle.
that game was going to take a lot longer. 3 people go out right in the first round almost. Second round. first and second.
I have a Bible.
Sorry,
I just
Ryan.
never attended church in my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got like extra donuts.
And I
know
left
you get
at a
noodles
fairly
for it.
young age.
That's
Yeah.
a healthy reward
Yeah.
for your diabetes.
Okay, you want
Right.
to know a true life story? When my dad was my son, when we would do like the scripture mastery, like scriptures, they'd give us McDonald's cards, and the point was throughout the.
What?
That is weird.
It was my mom's idea.
And
You only
that
have meat when you're fasting.
that contradicts that contradicts the DNA. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's
I,
DNC,
I
yeah.
didn't pretend that it made. That's just
Wow.
what it was.
Hmm.
These are the people who raised me.
At what
That
point
is
do you know that
interesting.
you've eaten an entire cow?
I think they did the math on like how many hamburgers it would be or something.
But
From
it's
where?
not real hamburgers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to figure out how much actual beef is in each one.
Yeah.
And from where?
300 years.
Yeah, it was
Because
really,
a McDonald's patty can have meat from
I mean, I'm
anywhere
sure
up
it
to
was
1,000
just-
different animals.
I'm sure it was
in one
just like a
patty.
made up
Number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. We totally.
Fairly arbitrary.
We were a bunch of fucking slackers. We just showed up for the.
That's almost like I'd read it earlier today, where it's a church in Wisconsin that for a church, it was like St. Patrick of something church is doing a competition where you basically jump into a pig pen filled with mud and you got to pick a pig up and throw him into a barrel. Like the barrel's in the middle of it and you got to basically stuff the pigs in the barrel.
That's fun.
I'm like,
Let's
where
do that.
where in the Bible does it have anything about stuffing pigs in a barrel?
Well, you got the camel in the eye of a needle. Let's get.
No, but this is like
Wow.
raise money
Yeah,
and they're
that's not
saying
bad.
this is we're doing God's work here. And it's like, where
We're
does
doing
stuffing a
God's
pig
work
into
by
a
shoving
pigs
in
in
a barrel.
barrels?
I gotta say
Pigs in a
though,
blanket.
of all the Wisconsin stories we've had on this podcast, that's probably the best.
That's not Ed Gein.
It's not Gein,
Jerry
it's not
Dahmer.
Dahmer, it's not Slenderman murders from 12-year-old girls.
Did you hear that girl got they actually consider her incompetent for trial?
Yeah, well, and of course, she's 12, and
Well-
she's obviously insane.
Yeah, you got issues when you start.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't imagine.
I think that's a better ruling than putting her.
No, now she just gets to go to the adult psych ward.
Sure, still better.
They have better coloring.
I don't know why they would put a 12-year-old up. You know what 12-year-old is competent to stand trial for
Well, I know.
manslaughter.
Well, they're
They-
older than
murder,
8.
or-
They're accountable.
Ah, well,
Well-
very good. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Noodle for Sarah.
Points.
You no longer have to be 18 to stand trial as an adult anymore, though. Too, if it's a vicious
Right.
enough crime, they can treat you as an adult.
Yeah,
at
I've seen some 13
a young age for
13?
murder.
being charged.
Oh yeah,
It
for
I was
murder.
gonna say, I was
Yep.
gonna say, I think the youngest I've seen.
I think it depends
But-
on like motive and planning. Things
But
like
there's
the
that
degree
with that
of the-
Slender Man.
And
That was
crime.
highly premeditated. We're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
take her out in the woods and we're gonna stab her and kill her.
Right, and the thing is, it's super disturbing, but it's also so bizarre that even an adult have a pretty good insanity case
Yeah.
for some crime like that. But yeah, pretty weird.
Oh
But
yeah.
anyway, so that I think putting pigs in a barrel is, it's not something I'd ever participate in
It's
or
just-
support, but it's
know.
just kind of
So,
it's the best news out of Wisconsin we've had on this cast. So
It's
So-
not nice to do to pigs.
you know,
Sure.
we
Sure.
here,
Pigs have feelings too.
yeah, of
Yep.
course.
here in
Of course
Utah,
they do.
we had Pioneer Days, Pioneer Day.
Yeah.
on July 24th, and Tracy's younger brother was, and Tracy's mom contacted Tracy because she thought a really fun activity for us would be to go to the rodeo. And Tracy's on the phone with her. We're driving down toward Salt Lake to go look at homes, and Tracy's on the phone with her mom, and Tracy's talking to her mom, and her mom's like, "Oh yeah, I thought we could all go to the rodeo." And Tracy says that, and I said, "Tell your mom that I would like to know what I have done to make her think that me going to the rodeo would ever be a good idea or something that I would
Yeah.
ever enjoy, just
Right.
so that I can know that I will never ever do
Right.
whatever
again.
made her
Right.
think that was a good idea
Right.
ever again."
Right. Yeah, I have that same problem with my girlfriend's parents too.
Oh yeah,
From Spanish Fork. Yeah,
let's go and
They
do
just
this.
think- yeah.
This will be great.
this would be awesome.
No,
Yeah.
tell me
I don't-
what I did wrong
Yeah, I
that would
don't
make
want
you
them-
think that it would ever be something that I would be interested in.
Right.
I went to it once, but I'd never been to a rodeo. They're asking volunteers in the military to go do the flag bearer thing.
Yeah.
Where you roll the giant flag
Yeah,
out and you
yeah.
pull it back in. Went to it and we were there for free. I was kind of like, this is not my crowd.
Yeah. Right.
I
I
do
don't
not
think I fit
belong
in.
here.
Yeah,
Right.
but she was sweet. She wanted
Sure.
to get everybody together. Just totally wrong venue.
Oh yeah.
That's why I like Bill Burr's little bit about that sending rednecks from this country because like they're going to show up to camp and it's be like, here's your M16. I already got one.
Yep.
I shot a moose and a duck at the same time.
No, I actually have an AR-15 that I do
Yeah, of
hunt
course.
with.
Yeah, you hunt with it?
Yeah,
How do you hunt with an AR-15?
coyotes.
Coyotes.
Yep. Legal, they pay you for it, and the farmers want them gone. It protects the cattle and it protects the herds of
Yeah.
animal that they go out there.
But like that can't be done. I'm curious.
There's no
about
restrictions on the firearm. You could take a 50 caliber rifle out there and blow it apart if you wanted to.
Sure, but I'm curious.
You would have no pelt to turn in.
Well, actually, all they require you to turn in is the lower jaw.
Oh yeah.
The DNR takes it and they age it and
that
they
would work.
test it and
Well.
do studies on it. And
So I guess I'm just curious on the angle from like when people want to say, "Well, I need my assault rifles to hunt with." Not that
an assault rifle doesn't
I'm
mean
not
it's got a
against it,
huge
I just-
30-round magazine.
Sure,
Mine's
sure,
got a
sure.
5-round magazine.
I just don't
Yeah.
know anything about it, so I'm
It's
just
a
curious.
semi-automatic rifle. I know guys that have normal hunting rifles that are semi-automatic that function the exact same way an AR-15 functions.
Okay.
The thing
Yeah.
is, the thing weighs 10 fucking pounds, where
Oh,
mine
yeah.
weighs 5 pounds.
No, AR-15s are sweet. I just okay.
Well, and the whole thing about banning assault, that's just fucking stupid. That's dumb. Like,
Yeah.
you're banning a gun because it looks scary or because it has certain characteristics, and then you lay down these characteristics and say, well, you can't have this particular gun. The gun manufacturers just change it up a little bit. They modify it a little bit, and you're still getting the same fucking product. It's just that whole thing is just stupid.
It's
Yeah.
like they make
Yeah.
a semi-automatic
Oh, go ahead.
223 rifle, which is the exact same thing, or 223
Mm-hmm.
or 5.56. It's what the AR-15, M16 all fire, but it doesn't have a pistol grip. Can't mount anything on it besides a scope. It's like a normal rifle, but fires just as fast as an AR-15 will.
Yeah.
That's 100% legal in all states because it doesn't look like you're saying scary. It's
Yeah.
not black.
Yeah, that kind
Oh,
of
okay.
legislation to me is just dumb.
Yeah.
It's knee-jerk reactionary stupid. I'm all about, I think
Like seatbelts and helmets.
I think gun control is a good idea if it's done properly. I think I'm not saying nobody should have it or anything like that, but I think it should be something where some bit of training is some bit of education and control over them.
I don't disagree with that. If you have to say, hey, here's my thing. I know how to operate a firearm. I know the safety stuff. I've got myself a safe. You're ready.
Constitution say that?
Well, actually, the Constitution's definition of trained militia is your state National Guard.
Yeah.
That is what
okay,
the governor
so-
will call upon to defend the state.
But
Right,
the National
right.
Guard was the
Yeah, well, and
True.
nothing is really the same as what
No.
was written, and
Yeah.
and it was written to be a living document that could be modified.
Right. Like, I mean, I don't miss churning butter either from the Constitution days,
those
but
guns, there's nothing that changes.
Joe's asking
What do
if
you
there's
mean?
anything in the Constitution that changes our right to bear arms.
No.
What
That's
I'm not
most
sure what
Definitely
you're asking.
changed.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has changed, but I think there's, I don't think there's
Yeah,
require it to change,
well,
yeah.
and for me, it gets to the argument of people say I'm either for gun control or against guns. Don't kill people. People kill cars, kill
Well,
more
that
people than guns or whatever. And okay, well, sure, you can run somebody over with a car just as not just as easily could shoot them, but you still have to get a driver's license
Mhm.
and you have to go in for certification and
Yeah.
training to operate. And I think it should be the same for guns.
I feel like I have a weird view with guns because I actually have pretty much a phobia of guns. I
Yeah.
hate them if they're around me on a panic attack, and I wish I never had to. But I don't put that on other
Have you ever been out shooting at all?
people. In girls' camp, they
Is
dragged
that where
me.
you developed your phobia?
No, my mother instilled it in me because when she was a child, my got a hold grandpa's gun and shot my aunt.
Oh,
So it was
Jesus.
a really traumatic thing for her. So she got the phobia, and then growing up, we couldn't do like finger guns. We had water guns. We were
Yeah.
not allowed to play video games with guns. I was very much brainwashed to be just completely terrified of guns, and I am. So while I never want one around me, and I retain the right to know, I can't take to bear arms. And I think
Yeah.
that a lot of people who want to dismantle every world, it comes from a place of fear a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I think I'm weird, because it's like I get that fear. I live that fear, but it doesn't matter. Like, someone could be afraid of cupcakes.
Well, and I,
Right,
I'm not,
right.
I wouldn't say I'm a of guns. I have guns. I don't talk about it a lot. There are people who are total gun nuts. Oh, I have a gun. I have this many guns, and here's what they are, and here's what they shoot, and here's how often I go out. I have guns. It's not, because it's not that big. To me, a lot of the time when I see people talking about how many guns they have and how big they are, it's like a contest,
Yeah.
Like that's kind of silly. I mean, but I grew up around guns. My grandfather owned a gun shop in Brigham's basement probably got more guns in one house than the rest of the people in the county combined. So I've grown up with them, and to me, it's like no big deal. But you should know how to use it.
Yeah.
It kind of, I don't know, the way like I was raised is kind of like the abstinence only gun education.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to have like the safe gun education.
Right.
Because if I was ever to, for some reason, use a gun, I'd probably just end the wrong person or doing wrong or hurting my not work.
Yeah. I'm
Well-
kind of weird on him too, because like my grandfather worked at Wesson in Spilled Mass for 50. My dad inherited like some 1,200. He died, and my uncle still works there in management, doing that for 4 decades. And I've been out shooting, and I'd be way better off throwing the goddamn thing at than I would ever hit them. I just
yeah, but then
like
they
try
have
to,
the gun. That's-
well,
see,
I
this
would
is the
try, and
problem.
until I emptied the clip,
Okay.
and then just
Yeah,
try to hit him in the face with it.
Now my
and I just-
grandfather works at Browning. He works in their tech department, not like IT, like their technical gun department, calling in about classic guns or how to dismantle, repair, do whatever with all kinds of firearms. They call and talk to my.
I had a Browning machine gun for a while there. That was converted to semi-auto.
Oh yeah,
I tried calling the Browning people. I'm like, yeah, I want to get some info on this gun. I want to know where it's been. I'm like, you have a what? I'm like, I got a Browning 1919 belt-fed machine gun that has been converted to semi-automatic, and it came from this company. I got all the paperwork on it. It's got the original serial number on it. And I know these guns served in World War II, Vietnam, and everything like that. And I want to just find out if this gun had served and where it served in the military. They're like, we don't got information on any of those.
oh wow.
I was like, what? Like, yeah, we don't have information on machine guns. I'm like, well, it's not a machine gun anymore. It's converted. I got the paperwork right there saying, because it looks like a machine gun. It's still, I mean, comes out of an ammo box and it's belt fed and stuff, but it's not actually a machine gun anymore. It's just a piece of history that shoots one bullet at a time. And he's like,
Just as fast as I can pull the trigger.
pretty much, but it's hard to pull that because the trigger didn't pull back; it pulled up.
Oh really?
Yeah,
That's
a lot of times you see them in the airplanes where they push the button.
Yeah.
This one had the trigger on it with the one grip behind it,
Yeah.
and the button would actually go up. So you wouldn't pull back; you'd actually push the button up with your finger to shoot it.
Huh. Cool. You still have it?
No, I sold it to pay off a motorcycle. I kind of had it. I bought it, and I got it from an old guy, an old Vietnam vet who had a couple of them and stuff. And the place doesn't build them anymore, so I wish I would have held on to it because it probably would have been worth
Oh yeah.
a lot more money now. Because the company that made those made a few thousand and stopped converting them over to semi-auto. And
Coyote.
actually, the thing weighed about 50 pounds. So.
Yeah. Maybe
Just saying,
stationary.
I don't know.
Well, then you had to have the tripod for it and set that up. And
Was
put
it a
on the
BAR?
tripod. No, it was a machine gun, like what they mounted to airplanes, in the windows of the airplanes, like
Oh Jesus!
big.
How big was it? What? 50 cal or what?
No, it was a 30 caliber.
30 cal. Still
But it
cut
was-
somebody in half.
It was a big gun.
Oh,
It was more of a
Alright.
piece of history.
Should we play another game?
yes.
All right, Sarah's looking like she doesn't like the gun talk,
Like,
but we were talking about having a
Sarah's
Godless
growing more and
Rebelution
more
range
uncomfortable.
day.
Yeah.
I think we should still go do that sometime.
I'll
I think that'd be
stay
fun.
home.
I got the first gun I got from my grandfather, which is a single shot 22. You put the little 22 shorts in it. It doesn't even make a noise or kick. It's like shooting a BB gun.
Nope.
All right.
Yeah, I did the rifle range at girls' camp, and I had to have that.
Did the blessing cure you?
No,
Obviously.
Ah!
it worked.
Oh,
Unless
obviously
they got in a
not.
bad one.
But hey, God works in mysterious ways.
Okay, here's another round of Who Said It.
Okay.
All right. I think we're on Ryan again, aren't we?
I went first last time. Dan
I
got
know,
it right.
but
Doesn't
then
he go first?
He got noodles, and then she got noodles. I think we're back to Ryan.
So I got
yeah,
it wrong.
Yeah, you did 3, right?
Because
I did a Who Said It, and then we did.
Actually, it's Sarah
around the
goes
horn.
first this time because I got the first one.
are we
Went
continuing
first, and I
from the
got it
last
wrong.
round of
Dan got it
Who
right.
Said It?
Okay, let's start with Sarah.
Oh God,
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't want to go
I gotta
first.
pray. Hold on.
All right.
I have some
Um,
consecrated oil here. Lay
okay,
my
good.
hands upon you.
Okay, here's your quote. There's 3 clues and 3 works. The first principle is that you must not fool yourself. Easiest person to. So you can say, "I'll get it in 3 clues." If you don't know it, you really know it. You can say, "I'll get it in next."
Say it again.
The first principle is that you must not fool yourself. You are the easiest person to.
I don't want to be wrong.
Well, if you don't know it, say you can get it in 3.
I can get it in.
In 2.
Ooh.
Okay. All right, Rye. She can get it in 2. You
Come at me,
so you
bro.
got to either do it in 1 or tell her the name.
I can tell her next. I don't know it. So who said that shit?
Okay.
Okay, so you get 2 clues.
Yeah.
born May 11th, 1918, Manhattan, New York. Graduated MIT, Princeton. His thesis was the principle of least action in quantum.
It's not who I thought it was.
Are those all 3 clues?
There is one clue
Well,
left.
she only got 2. 'Cause
Oh, right. So what's the next clue? Well, she gets 2 clues. Right?
And I gave her 2.
You gave
Oh,
her
you
2.
gave her
yeah.
two.
Yeah, he
Oh.
Yeah, he's born May 11th, 1918 in Manhattan, New York. He's graduated MIT and Princeton. Thesis was the principle of least action, born 1918. So
Yeah,
probably
that's
in
who I thought it
school
would be.
around 1905 or something.
Not by the age thing. Yeah, throw a guess out.
I'll just say Einstein. 'cause
He knew Einstein. It's Richard Feynman.
I have no idea who the fuck that is.
You don't know Richard
I have
Feynman?
no idea who that is.
He's
He's
lied
less
to
than
me.
he's less than obscure.
Sure, sure he is.
You
He
lied
worked
to
at
me.
Los Alamos. He was friends with Niels Bohr, all those guys.
So he's
Working on
one of
quantum.
the Manhattan guys, isn't
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
he
I
is.
figured with those clues, which is why I said Einstein, because it was the only
Yeah, no, it's
kind
good.
of that era I
but
could think
yeah,
of.
he knew Oppenheimer and all those good. Feynman was great, and for sure an atheist.
he? Oppenheimer's got a great quote.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I picked Feynman over Einstein because Einstein's got some,
He's got some
deistic,
deistic.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Feynman was clearly
Goddamn
an atheist.
deists.
I know. My girlfriend's an
I
deist.
know. We gotta work.
Well, help her get over the death of her father.
Oh, that got dark. That got dark
Did that just get real?
quick.
It was Lou Gehrig, so
That's yeah. I've known several
it's tough.
who
Yeah.
were it
that's why
not for
I
the
don't-
whole death
Atheist
thing.
in denial.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
much,
Well,
yeah.
it's that wanting to hang on to hope that they will see that person again.
Right, but all religion is because of wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Right.
It depends on what level you're going to take it.
The thing
Yeah.
I don't understand is how deism translates into the afterlife at all.
Yeah,
Right,
Like
Well,
those
right.
kind of jumps have
Right.
never made sense.
right.
To
No,
me.
yeah,
and
exactly.
at the
That's a-
camping
yeah, that's a great
trip,
point.
there was a guy there who we had a little. His wife is very very much an atheist, and he's more a deist. He was talking to me and wanting to get my view on different. I'm more of a deist because I like to think that there's something. I like to think that this isn't it. That
matter what
there's
you
something else out there. That something had to have created all of this. That when I die, I'm not going to just cease to exist. And I said, well,
Lovely
I
thoughts.
would love to stick my hand in my pocket and pull out a wad of 20s
Yeah,
every
sure.
time,
Exactly.
but that doesn't mean that it's true.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
I remember once having along those lines of there, like, you just have to figure out what you believe. It does not matter what I believe.
Right.
Well,
Like,
it doesn't
what
matter.
matters
It
is
doesn't matter
what's
what you
real.
want
Yeah.
to believe. Yeah.
Like.
I mean, I've often had the same sentiment, thinking, it would be nice to wish there was something after this.
Yeah.
Nice there was something you can go to. But the truth is, there is no evidence whatsoever there is a place you go to that you do live on, that you do have a soul or spirit that leaves your body and
Yeah,
continues.
there's all kinds of fanciful shit that I would like to
Oh,
be
yeah.
true, but
Mhm.
doesn't mean that it is.
Like
no
what-
matter how much I want it to be true, it doesn't mean that it is.
Yeah,
Like those-
I fucking want to go hang out with Jake and Finn in Adventure Time Land for a few weeks. That'd be cool as shit. But
Like the
people think I was crazy if I thought that was real.
Well, I mean,
The
you
movie
could-
with the
you
blue
could do
people.
LSD and-
do
I'd
drugs.
take something more than maybe.
What was that? The movie, The Blue People on the other planet. They're trying to harvest
Avatar.
it. Avatar. The people that were committing suicide over that movie because they couldn't go there.
What?
Did you know people do that the first time they saw it? They saw it. It didn't.
Register? It was,
Yeah, it didn't like.
They couldn't
I don't know, you
comprehend it?
The reality,
You should get
Yeah.
on
so
the.
they
You
killed
should
Yeah.
get on a mic.
Yeah.
Um.
No, that's okay.
Well, there was a whole bunch of stuff we'd have to repeat. If
Well, I mean, we
But
So
we're-
you-
we
yeah,
can hear
we're
them a
saying,
little
like,
bit.
You said what?
Avatar and people were killing themselves.
Yeah, because they couldn't go there.
And then Joe was saying that
The first time people saw motion pictures, they killed themselves because what was it? An image of a train on a screen. It wasn't corresponding with their reality.
Yeah.
They just could not comprehend what was
Well,
happening.
yeah, because I know
so they
the
killed themselves.
wow,
the first cartoon was Mickey Mouse and the Steamboat. Steamboat Willie
Steamboat
was the
Willie,
first
yeah, Steamboat
cartoon.
Willie,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I know a lot of the first motion pictures were all automotive stuff. So they're trying to show the technology and showing what they're doing, and showing the trains and the old steam
And
cars
Avatar's
and
kind
gas
of the same
cars.
way. It
and-
was really the first time that 3D was presented.
Oh,
in
yeah.
such
It's a vivid world where it
Yeah.
looked real, but it's 100% computer
I hate the movie and I
generated.
saw it twice. I'm
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, admittedly, after seeing that, I was somewhat tempted to kill myself after realizing that I couldn't have sex with my USB braid.
Oh.
Plug into anything.
Wait, I think you can do that.
Why
Isn't
did that
there,
get a groan? I thought that would do way better.
Isn't there an
No.
app for that?
Yeah.
I got
App
a
that.
huge groan.
There's
from this.
totally an app for that. It's like an iP. You can hook your fleshlight to your iPad
Yeah.
or something.
Man, I thought that was
It's got
gonna
a
do way
braid.
better.
Oh, that sounds
right.
bad.
You can hook your
guess-
flashlight to your iPad.
Yeah, it's like a synthetic vagina, and you can strap it onto an iPad and fuck it. Have your mic back. I'm being inappropriate.
Well,
Yeah,
you-
but that got a way bigger reaction than mine. So nice job, Joe.
But like Avatar, honestly, I gotta get it out there. You guys ever seen Fern Gully?
Yeah,
I'm like, that's a high
It was a
def
hopped up
ripoff
version
of
of
Fern
Fern
Gully.
Gully.
Yeah.
There's a reboot.
Ah,
dude, I live in Fern Gully. I got a
Yeah.
fucking neighbor that plants plastic flowers in the front.
how the fuck do you
What?
plant plastic
No,
flowers?
she just buys bags of plastic flowers
And just
and plants them so
randomly?
they're all perfectly spaced, super unnatural looking,
Yeah,
all
they're
over
plastic.
the place.
There'll be a foot of snow and you'll see a little plastic flower head sticking
Yes,
out.
well, there's. I mean, that's unnatural, but she doesn't like try to space them evenly either.
That's
it's just
weird.
So vines going up the staircase, and so I live in fucking Fern Gully. I
That
know all
reminds me
about
that the whole flowers in the snow reminds me of a line. What was that shitty? Well, it wasn't really shitty. Movie with Eddie Murphy
And Eddie Murphy?
no, this was
And
this
Eddie
was not
Murphy?
an Eddie Murphy
And Eddie
starring
Murphy?
as three
Oh,
different
okay.
people.
And Tyler Perry.
Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall.
Oh, shit.
Back in the 40s.
40s?
I can't think of the name of.
period movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was a
okay.
period movie. I can't remember the name of it, but
Wait, are you sure it's Arsenio and not Martin Lawrence?
oh no, it was Arsenio
Okay,
Hall.
because I was thinking of a movie with Eddie Murphy and. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, but it was Eddie
Life.
Murphy.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, I've seen Life. So Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall, period piece, and there was a line in the movie where the madam of the local brothel is talking about one of the whores who's working there, and she said, "I got a girl who pussy's so good, she make you see flowers growing in the snow."
I'm gonna groan that
Sarah-
because mine got such a bad reaction from you guys.
I went to get water. I have no idea what's happening.
Sarah
No.
just came back to that line.
Do you remember about how old this movie is?
Uh,
Harlem Nights?
Harlem Nights, that's the one.
There we go,
Okay.
1989.
in Coming to America.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right?
Same year.
Yeah, but this was Harlem Nights that I was talking. That guy,
Kind of
he's
disappeared.
good, disappointing, good.
Did he
Yeah,
have kids?
I think he has. Kids.
No, we just tried to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that haunted mansion?
That was great.
Well, I don't know if that was his idea or if that was more of like
He
Disney
also-
World's
he
idea.
Also, like, produced a-
Oh.
Oh yeah, I remember Eddie Murphy's songs. There was one at Party All the Time. My girl likes to party all the time.
She likes to party all the time, party all the
I
time,
remember that
party
one.
all the time.
You know
That was awesome.
another actor who I heard made a failed album?
Who?
Bruce Willis.
I need that.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
I had heard Bruce Willis
That's
had
ringing a very small
produced
bell.
and made his own album that went nowhere. You know who is a good musician? Hugh Laurie.
Yes.
He is a
But
really
did
good
Brian
musician.
Laurie.
Yeah.
He's
Oh my
actually
God.
like I had heard he like then you hear him playing piano and singing and I'm like, wow, he's got a good voice.
You probably already know this, but
Yes,
it's a pop singer.
I
He
I
was
saw
like
that
in the
music
little
video of him doing that pop song
He's
today
such a
on
fancy pretty. He looks like David Bowie.
in the doing the banjo comedian
Steve Martin?
Steve Martin. He plays well too. I mean, he's
Yeah.
Jennifer Love Hewitt had
how did that go?
Well, so did Paris Hilton. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
She's just rich.
Yeah. That's why
She
it's
can
not
just
hard. 'cause
synthesize
she's
her whole
rich.
voice.
Isn't that what they do anyway?
the video was actually creepy. She was a little boy.
Let's just reverse that for a second. Have like a male guy come out to a little girl's room.
Exactly.
What
That
the
would be
fuck?
rapey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that would.
It's rapey either way.
Should we play a game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's play a rape game.
Oh, that's not right.
It just so happens I
The
have
girl
one.
is making the rape jokes.
Rape sweat.
I just happen to have one.
Ah, that again. Matt,
Do we
Put
have a
that in
quote
your
by a
vaporizer.
rapist?
This rape game is called Answers First, and here's your first clue. This person was found naked and bloody next to the railroad tracks in Berkeley, California. I'm just kidding. That's not it. That was a rape.
Okay.
I don't have a rape
I'm like,
game.
what in the actual
What?
fuck?
I was gonna say Black Dahlia.
That would have been a good. Guess. Yeah.
Close.
Yeah.
Close to Berkeley. Yeah. No, that's not. But the game is answers first.
So do we scream
Mm,
and push?
No.
yeah.
it's
How do we,
not.
who answers? And
You
Okay.
gotta make a funny noise.
do we have to buzz in?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So
What's is a punch? I'm feeling the punch now. Maybe some
Ooh.
rape stuff.
You know, we don't
sure.
violent.
I'm
First
just gonna
one to
move
punch
away.
Matt gets the answer.
First one to punch
like
Matt.
the
Yeah.
Inception button.
We
Yeah.
could definitely add that. I think today we'll just
future.
have to go. I think most of these will be probably challenging enough that it won't be so heavily competitive, but we'll see. I mean, I'll just kind of have to do my best to be fair, and whoever says it first gets the noodle.
I know.
Wow.
I know. So here, let me see that.
Wait, is that a real button app you have?
Yeah.
Right
It's
there?
an Inception
It's
button.
just HTML5.
Okay,
Oh,
You gotta wait.
when you push the button,
There's a bit of a lag.
We need
Yeah,
to go deeper.
I don't know if that's fast enough because I was thinking we could put that in the middle and the first one to hit it.
Actually is an
There's
Okay.
an app for that.
We'll get an app for that, but
So for tonight,
for tonight,
it'll be just me. I got
I
it.
will. It's called this game's called Answers First. I'll provide the answer, and you guys can give the question. Funny, creative, or accurate
Are
questions will be rewarded with new.
Are there categories or?
It's mostly atheist / religious
Okay.
themed.
All right.
oh, okay.
Keeping
Why?
I'm
Right.
good at world history.
Will you be awarding
I got art
points
history.
arbitrarily
Did you?
based on
I won't be awarding
funny
any
or
points.
accurate?
I'll be awarding noodles for
sorry.
funny, accurate, or
Okay.
creative answers.
Okay.
All right, Hardwick, let's
questions,
go.
I can play this game.
All right. All right. Here's your first answer. During the Middle Ages, this organization, known for protecting pedophiles, had a slightly more
Catholic Church.
divine name.
The Holy Roman Empire?
That's noodles for Sarah.
Fuck yeah,
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, that holy
Nice.
to it.
Yep. That's hey, but it was in the answer.
All
Dan
right.
didn't want to hear the whole thing. Here's your second answer. This term is used for the search for the perfect result and was satirized by Monty Python.
Search for the Holy Grail.
Bro,
Dan gets a noodle.
I was thinking
You
that in
were
my head.
close.
I'm like,
You were
I'm
close.
like,
thinking
Holy
that
Grail.
There was like a word for some reason, not a phrase.
Mm-hmm.
I got the app actually, so
Will it work?
it works.
Oh, that is fast.
Oh, that is pretty.
Can we
quick.
use-
Yeah,
can-
but then
can
we're
we-
just gonna sit like this.
All of us with our fingers over
It
the
took
button.
like 5 seconds.
Will we be able to get that to work for the three of them? Is
Maybe.
that possible?
Oh, I
one
don't
buzzer
feel
for three
comfortable
people?
with it.
And plus, I'm
Yeah.
not going to know who hit it. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm just going to hear
It's
it and know.
okay.
Okay, well, we can probably wire something into Ryan's spaceship.
yeah,
Do it in post. Do it in post.
yeah.
What the hell is post on this podcast?
That's where we post the podcast.
Oh yeah, that's what post is for the Godless Revolution. All right, here's your third question or answer. This title is used by the Vatican, sometimes with a prefix, and by Mormons for leaders of wards and branches.
Bishop.
Noodles for Sarah.
Fuck bitches. Fuck bishops get money.
That was perfect.
You-
That was fucking. Give me some
We-
skin on that one. That was awesome.
We need to turn that into a rap song and make a music video.
Yeah.
Fuck bishops get money.
With the Inception soundtrack.
So what are the scores here?
I have
Sarah's
three.
Sarah's
Fucking
got
losing.
3-2.
I think Dan's got one or two.
No, I have
Do you
two.
Do you
I
have
have
two?
two tonight. I
3,
think.
2, 1.
Two tonight?
Right?
And Ryan's got one tonight. I think.
Yeah, I'll take
Okay.
one.
Yeah, I thought Ryan was at 0, but one is.
No, because I didn't.
Did,
get,
is Ryan at a 0? Oh, he's
Oh, okay,
he's,
all right. So we got
he's
3,
looking askew.
Yeah, we got 3, 2, 1. Sarah,
Yeah.
Sarah, Dan, Ryan.
Did Ryan get one?
I
Yeah,
Dan.
because I didn't.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
did- he
get the
did.
Quote.
Yeah.
Oh, so I got a point for that?
he did.
Right,
Yeah.
I got a point for
Yeah.
your fuck up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. This athlete's name has become a verb for publicly displaying a prayer stance after minding.
T-bowing.
I'm gonna say Dan got that
Ah!
slightly
Just
ahead.
barely.
What? I was louder in my mic.
Barely.
They don't get like a half a noodle. It's
It's like Lady and the Tramp. You get to share the
Come
noodle.
on, I started it
Yeah,
first.
I think
you
I
did.
I just
I-
barely.
I
just
heard
barely
Dan
got
first.
you. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to draw a line at somewhere on these.
It was quite loud
think-
in my ear.
but
I heard you going for it. I'm like, wait, we're not done yet. I gotta say it too. I was waiting until the question was over. Like,
You know, it's funny. I thought this was going to be the most boring game we have. And I think it's actually going to be the most eventful one. So I'll have to do some more of these.
Well, it's all in, man.
So we're about halfway, not quite halfway done with this game.
All right.
What are our scores? We got 3,
3,
3, and 1.
I'm at 3 now.
3, 3, and 1.
I had 3 points last week, so I got 4.
Well, then I'm at 6.
Right.
Bullshit.
Only Ryan's last week points count. Noodles. Okay. This will be a funny one. This quote middle position is commonly used and I don't know either way on the existence of God.
Missionary?
Agnostic?
Agnostic?
Yep. Sorry, here's the noodle.
You said middle
That
position. I was
bullshit.
thinking missionary.
Oh,
I was going sex positions too, like middle position. Yeah.
I was just thinking.
I did say atheist / religion, and it was a
Sex
quote
is
missionary
middle
position.
Yeah,
Okay,
missionary.
all right, fair enough. But had I continued, it would have been either way on the existence of God, but doesn't address belief at all.
There you go. Yeah.
But
What?
I'm sorry. I just.
Ryan's checking out new sounds on his phone as we're
You need the sad
recording this.
trombone.
Oh no, you need the
Do the
price.
loser horn from the Price is
The
Right.
I just. This is what it gives me as description. That was the wow.
That used to be his ringtone for his boss, and it made me laugh.
nice.
So what, am I at 4 now?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I think
We should just stop.
what should
Sarah's like, I'm winning.
well,
Game
let's,
over.
let's say we've got 4 more to go through on this game. We'll save that for the end of the show.
Oh,
Okay.
And
The ultramatic.
I still have another who said it,
Ryan, you
and
could
we've
still
got
come
some
back and
other.
win this thing.
We got some other. Yeah, we've got 5 more noodles available. So if anyone runs the board, they're going to win this this whole thing today.
So what are we going to do in between?
We could talk about the Ebola virus.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Good chat
What about
about it.
Israel?
Israel.
No, I will cut you
Why?
I don't know anything.
because people try.
It's very hard to know.
Well,
It's-
the problem. Sorry, he had a loud.
Yeah, that was like a frequency.
The problem for me personally is when people post in the Atheists of Utah Facebook group about things like with the whole, like they wanted us to join like something in solidarity for
Yeah,
Palestine, and it's just like it's such a complex political issue.
Yeah,
and yes,
sure.
there is religion involved,
You know the
but
thing.
my fucking place as an atheist is as far away from it.
The thing.
Yeah.
The thing that bothered me about that post was that it was. Here's my conclusion. Who's going to support me? And Atheists of
Exactly.
Utah had better be the one.
Right.
Exactly.
As a group, and
Right.
that's fucking bullshit. I mean, it made me really
It's not our place at all in any way, shape, or
well, and it bothered me
Yeah.
that it was. Here's what we're doing. I want Atheists of Utah to come out and say yes, this is correct,
yeah.
and take a side one way or the other. Where to me, it's not cut and dry, and
no,
you know,
not even close.
and even if you lean one way more than the other, there's still bullshit on either side.
Exactly.
yeah, of course.
Which is why
Lots of it.
I mean, I don't live there. I don't know anyone who lives there, and it sucks what's happening. But I don't have an because like it's way too
I mean, how could you even have a ballot?
Yeah.
There?
exactly
Well,
because all I'm getting is secondhand, news about it, and who fuck knows how that's being skewed one way or the other, and it's just it's very unfortunate.
Yeah, it bothered me that it was the whole, here's my conclusion, I want Atheists of Utah to support
Yeah.
this one conclusion
Right.
and not talk about anything else that
Yeah.
may be going.
Yeah,
That's
people
what
got a
bothered me
bit
about it.
heated,
yeah, I bet they did.
which is why I go on my little vendettas about political Facebook group.
Well, aren't politics?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, well, I think the thing
Yeah,
that
they are.
frustrates me the most is just because we're atheists doesn't mean we have to agree on shit else.
Right.
Yep.
Other than there's no God.
Yeah.
Like,
Or we don't
even-
believe in one.
Yeah. And so it's one of those that, most tend to be liberal, but they don't have to. And I
Sure.
think the fact that people who conservative or hold views that are bizarre are ostracized, and I think that's stupid. Because we're ostracized enough by the religious community, we don't need to start
Exactly.
fighting within each other.
I think it's repugnant that
Yeah. Well,
everybody else is going to do that for us. They're
Exactly.
they already hate it.
And I think
Sure.
I think I would extend even atheism to be, well, and you could go either way on this, but me personally, I like to extend my atheism to not just atheism but skepticism in general.
Definitely.
You know, that I can be that I can and should be a skeptic about all things. And yeah, should
Yep.
that I
Yes.
should that I should base my views on fact-based evidence.
Definitely.
Not what I want to believe, not whatever, but that skepticism is necessarily a part of, for me anyway.
Yeah,
Oh,
and-
definitely. But I think the key there is also for you. There are people who just don't believe in God because, and nothing else in their life is reasonable. And
Yeah, it
they're
might be out of
still-
resentment. It might be
they're not-
fashionable. They might be Realian or
Yeah, and it
Buddhist.
doesn't mean
Yeah.
that they're not
Yep.
atheists. That's
Yeah.
the problem to me is when people try
Yeah.
to say, "Oh, because you're a Republican, you can't be atheist." Well, fuck you. If
Well,
they want to
that's-
be a
yeah,
fucking
that's-
Republican.
Yeah, like how can
Yeah,
there be a
that's
not
conservative
even relevant.
atheist?
Yeah,
That
that's
doesn't
not
make
even-
any
and
sense
that
to me.
doesn't bother me.
That does not even close.
And that doesn't bother me. I mean, because politics, you can provide facts and data to back up what you believe, whatever. For me, as part of the skeptical part of it is, I know several atheists who believe in ghosts, and I'm just like, that's
Yeah,
fucking
that's-
crazy.
yeah, like
That's-
I don't.
That's throwing skepticism out
Or
the window.
horoscopes.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
People were talking about auras in the group today, and I'm just. What the fuck? Like, which group am I in right now? But at the
Right.
same time,
Did
just
I wander
'cause
into
they-
Deepak Chopra's group?
Yeah, but just
Yeah.
because they believe
Yeah.
in this wackadoodle bullshit doesn't mean they're not atheists.
And we
Right.
didn't demonize them for that.
No,
Right, but at the
exactly.
same time, too, if you believe in wackadoodle bullshit, you should have something to back up why you believe in wackadoodle bullshit.
Yes.
And if wackadoodle bullshit is something that is a real thing, then give me evidence and I will believe in
And
wackadoodle
so
bullshit.
will I.
Right,
I
and-
will believe it.
Right, and I just want to tie this in real quick because I know there are some differences here, but when we bring it back to politics, and we're talking about skepticism, there's three main areas in politics. Most atheists are going to be more liberal. There's a few that are going to be conservative, and most of the conservatives are going to be fiscal conservative, not
Yeah.
totally. And then there's libertarians as
Heyo.
well, but
Bitches, what's up?
right. But when we were talking about skepticism and this kind of thing, all four of those groups have reasons to
For
think,
believing why
yes,
Exactly.
they have good reasons for thinking why they think that way,
Yeah.
right? And those are valuable discussions, and there's a lot of legitimate conversation going back and forth when it comes to ghosts and stuff.
Oh,
And that's a whole different.
Yeah.
I just want to make a separation there.
Yeah.
Like when it,
Yeah.
we've got
Definitely.
politics over here, and there's a lot of valid arguments for all of that stuff. And I have a lot of friends who are religious and highly conservative, not just fiscally, but completely. And there's a lot of times where I have to pause. It causes me to think, and I've got to reevaluate stuff and everything. But that's a super valuable relationship that I've got with those people that challenge me in that way. But when you're talking about GMO and ghosts and Bigfoot, and there's no skepticism in that at all.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
whole different category of thing.
Oh, definitely.
I don't respect that at all. Really.
I like to take a line from
so I
Tim
don't know if
Minchin
that-
a little bit with that one
yeah, sure.
from Storm, but kind of change it up a little bit.
Okay, go.
Something that is natural was once supernatural. So if something's supernatural and you can find a cause for it, you can find a reason for it, then it becomes natural, so it's
Yep.
no longer supernatural.
Sure, of course.
And then you can believe it. It's like, okay, they have proven that to me now. Like, eclipses used to be gods doing
that's
that. That was something
science.
supernatural, but now it's science. We know what
That's
causes
science,
it. We
yeah.
know what
Right.
causes seas to turn red. It's no longer supernatural.
Right.
It's now something of the natural because we know it. We know it. We have an explanation. We have a reason for it. But
Yeah.
until you can prove to me why something's happening, it's kind of like, well, I don't really. It's all hearsay.
Yeah, in the
There's
last
no proof for
in
it.
the last year or so, we figured out why the tide goes in and out with no
How,
miscommunications.
how the fuck does the tide go in and out? I mean, explain it to me. Tide goes in, tide goes out.
can't
No
explain
one
it.
knows why.
No miscommunication.
Never miscommunication.
Although,
who's talking, by the way, when he says that?
What do you mean, Bill
What's
O'Reilly?
Bill
what's the
O'Reilly?
communication?
oh, I
he's
don't know. I
talking
think you
about?
just said it.
I don't even remember.
Oh, that was. yeah.
But I did.
He was talking about God. God
Yeah.
controls it. You can't
You
explain
explain it.
this.
no
it just happens.
no miscommunication between
Fucking
God
magnets,
and the
how do they
ocean.
work?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Get some ICP up in this bitch.
Motherfucker scientist. Y'all motherfuckers lying and
You
getting
get
me
me
pissed.
pissed. Like that's the line
don't know.
directly after fucking magnets. How do
Yeah.
they work?
Yeah.
Wait, what is?
Oh,
Insane Clown Posse.
It's a song called Miracles. Everybody should be
Because magnets are
YouTubing that right
miracles.
now.
Yeah.
We can't explain how
You
they
can't
work.
explain that shit.
I thought it had something to do with like
No. Stop thinking that was your mistake.
Oh.
Am I the only one here that doesn't?
like
You've not
positive
heard this Insane
charge
Clown
and
Posse
negative
song?
charge.
I
No.
don't. I'm not. I haven't been interested. But
I've only ever
I think we're looking it up right
okay.
now.
No.
It's not like I'm a juggalette on the
a
side.
juggalette.
It's on the weekend.
You're just La Presidenta.
You could pull off Juggalette, I think.
Juggalette.
With the right
I don't
makeup.
have enough daddy issues.
But
Are
I
you
did
sure about
see
Oh.
back on that ghost
Apply
issue.
cold packs here.
I think someone posted on the Atheist Experience forum on Facebook where it was like a news group from PA, and Lay's like, I didn't believe this shit, but we went and did an interview at this lady's house thinking it was all bullshit, and it fucking freaked me out. Like the
Like
like the
paranormal?
cameraman's like, dude, I had scratches up on my arm and I felt burning and shit, and she's like, it felt like
Yeah.
people were touching all over my body and
Yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah, that's when you get scientists in there, get it peer reviewed, and get your Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
That's my
Exactly.
response
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
people like
Get
that.
your $1,000,000.
Or you go to a fucking doctor and get that shit. Get some cream.
no, they
or something for that.
Get
thing.
well,
shit checked
they
out.
called like TLC in to have one of their TV
right,
shows
perfect.
come.
Yeah,
and,
that's
like,
my first thought.
Well, but at the
I
same
live
time,
paranormally or whatever. I don't
the
know.
first thing to think of when you see like ghost hunters things like that is they're making money off of these
Yeah, of
stories.
course.
Right.
So of course they're not going to prove that they're false because they want to make money off.
Yeah.
Well, that was one of those shows that was out. The guy got fired off it for going on a rant on a
Yeah,
podcast.
recently, like
Yeah,
like
where
Yeah.
he came
the last
out and
week
said
or
he's like,
two.
when we first started doing this, like it was real, like we were picking up noises and we were hearing stuff, but we just couldn't explain it. He goes, and then when we would go out and do a shoot and we'd come back and the producers weren't happy with what we had, they'd make us go out and fake it.
yeah,
Goes, the halftime was recording our own voices and manipulating our voices so it sounded like an EVP, or
Yeah.
we would record fake reactions to things for the producers to make a show because they weren't happy with what we got when we went out.
To be fair, Paranormal State is the best guilty.
Paranormal State. Is that
So
on
just
the
like
Isn't that
History
like
Channel?
the college students or
Yeah,
something?
it's all the
I-
college students,
yeah.
but the funniest one is one of them. They legit were like, "Oh, you have CO2 or whatever it is."
I'd seen, is that the one where the
Or
dude's like,
carbon monoxide,
like
whatever.
evil spirits follow me around. Like I play with the Ouija board once, and
Yeah.
now there's an evil spirit that comes everywhere with me. I was like, dude, you smoke some good shit.
But
in college.
I'm kind of with you on this though, because like I don't watch that one, but I'll find myself watching like Ancient Aliens or
Oh, fuck yeah.
or Finding Bigfoot or something.
But it's our
They're
modern
funny.
Not
fairy
because-
tales. It's our
yeah.
legends.
But
It's our fake shit that is for entertainment.
like me and
It
my
is.
girlfriend will sit there and just be like on Finding Bigfoot, and they'll do like they have like 3 or 4 different calls, and I'm like, and we'll sit there and look at each other like, how the fuck do they know what it sounds like? They've never found one, but they're doing or they're like,
My dad,
you know, like, how do you know that's what you know?
my
I
dad
think
will
Dan
watch
would
shit
know
like
what a
that.
big-
This is a
Bigfoot
nesting
calls.
area,
Oh,
you know.
My
Bigfoot's
dad will
fucking,
watch shit like that, like it's actually
like
this is
legit.
legit. He watches that stupid fucking New Jersey,
Jersey Shore?
psychic,
Oh,
whatever
she
the
got-
fuck her name is.
She got busted.
Yeah, she got fucked.
I don't like
Does she
psychic
even
stuff.
have her show anymore?
I don't know after that Long Island medium lady.
Yeah.
That's
what it
the
was.
one, yeah. Long Island Medium.
Yeah, she
he
got
watches
busted.
that. Oh, she knows her
Oh, that's-
shit. Like she's really, really good.
That's
And
New
I'm
York.
like,
Well,
That's
she
not
knows the
Jersey.
tactics.
Cold reading.
and then
Yeah.
so I'm watching the show with him, and I'm like, okay, so you've never fucking watched this with any kind of skeptical view at all. Like you've just totally bought into it from the beginning. Watching one show with him, and I'm like pausing it, and I'm like, okay, do you see what she did there?
Yeah.
It was like she threw out some generalization and was waiting for somebody in the crowd to fucking agree with her on
Right.
something, and
Right.
then hones in on them, and then she starts making all these negative hits on them, and you know waits until she gets something that, oh yeah, that's what I meant, that's what I was talking
Well,
about.
Was
film
she-
for like 5 hours.
yeah,
People are
and it's
getting
edited
exhausted.
to
Yeah.
like all.
Was
of it.
she the lady?
Well, not only that, but cold reading's not that hard.
No,
It's
anybody
not
could
like
fucking do
I mean
that
I could
shit.
just like Dan right now I could just say somebody in your family I'm picking up somebody that's passed that with there's an R. I'm getting an R.
Actually,
That's
knew you
how
were
or
gonna say
or
R.
or an,
That's really
well,
weird.
because
They had
that's
a
one of the
heart
common-
issue.
My uncle Rick.
Well, no, but is that true or no?
No,
That's-
that is
true.
My Uncle
Okay,
Rick.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he just wants you to know that everything's fine and the decisions that you're struggling with right now are gonna be just fine. They're gonna be okay.
I'm gonna start crying.
but
But
you
I'm
got
just
all
saying,
the big
so
ones
you
like.
pick RSTLNE. Those are
Like
the most
on-
common.
like on Wheel of
right.
Fortune.
Yeah,
Then you got
exactly.
your Carmen.
So you
like,
start with those. It's
cardiac
sure.
arrest or something, like some common
Like, there was,
disease
like,
you could die
yeah,
There
from,
was
like
something,
something
or no, he was
in the
hospital. I
chest
see
or.
a hospital.
Yeah.
No, fuck, he
You
died
keep
in
mining
a
for it, and it's
hospital.
kind of like, well, then you mine for a reaction, then you
Yeah.
play off that fucking
And
reaction.
if it's a girl, you're like, oh, I'm seeing some jewelry.
Oh, yeah.
And there's always
Yeah,
like
yeah,
some jewelry that I remember.
If you have never seen Darren Brown from Europe,
He's awesome.
He is awesome. He goes through and he'll go through and do this stuff to an audience and go,
Yeah.
and then tell them I'm fake. You know, this is how it's done.
And they
And
don't
everybody's like,
believe
no,
no,
Yeah.
God's
he's good.
No, that's
God's
you
working.
really
He can really
did
do
it.
it. It's like, no, it's a trick.
It's all
It's
confirmation
a
bias.
scam.
It's all the confirmation bias
and
fallacy.
he shows the scams. He tricks these people.
Yep.
He's really good at what he does, and some of the stuff he does with the hypnosis,
Reminds me
which
of
I never really
Houdini.
believed in hypnosis.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that
I-
documentary about the guru? What is it called? Guru?
No,
Oh,
it's called
yes.
Kumare.
So
Oh,
Yes.
that was awesome.
So
because
good.
even after he came out,
Yep.
people still believe.
Yeah,
They were like,
wanted-
no,
they still wanted
it's
to
not a
follow him.
fake.
Yeah.
He's
So
real.
sad.
He's
You just don't know how talented you are.
Right.
But the guy got so into it, he felt like almost
Oh,
like
it
he
hurt
couldn't
him.
like stop doing it. It's like I have affected all these people's lives in a positive way, and now I'm gonna crush them. Like
That
at
was
first it was an
hard to
experiment, and
watch.
now
It
it's
was
kind of
a good one.
it's like
It's
ah.
so good. I think it's on Netflix.
I
Yeah,
think it
that's
is
right.
too. I
That's
think it
where
is
I'd
too,
originally
yeah.
seen it.
Kumare,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like KHUMARE.
So good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good one.
Gandhi, actually, is his last name. Yeah.
But his real last name or in the movie? Was
No,
it
it's his real last name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because I know he was of Indian descent. That's why he went back to India.
Yep.
You know, he checks out all the guru stuff. What's going on? He's like,
Yep.
okay, I'm gonna emulate this. I'm gonna make up my own.
And like most of the things he said were like code for the bullshit that he was pulling.
Yeah.
Right.
and, like, he wasn't really trying to be
But he was giving out a very
profound.
positive message,
Yeah.
and he was giving them what they needed, which is all
Right, yeah.
a religious person does.
Yeah.
Is
Yep.
giving you what you need in that time and in that situation.
Yep.
Which to me, they're just fucking emotional vampires.
Right.
You know, they're doing something for profit,
Oh yeah.
taking advantage of these. Like John Edwards is coming here to Utah.
Oh, let's go fucking fuck
and,
him up.
And
Oh,
fucking
Get him in the
tickets-
back alley, bitches.
no.
fucking tickets for his show are like $250 fucking dollars.
I don't
can't
wanna-
believe he's
For these
still
people
doing
to sit
stuff.
in an audience and listen to this motherfucker talk bullshit.
do
and
exactly
tell
what
them
I just
lies
did.
and just prey on these emotionally vulnerable people.
Well, because
The
I've
bad
heard the way
prey.
he does his is with the cards and with crowdsourcing, where he has people in the actual lines with you that will be
Listening to the stories. Oh, I
Well,
hope that he
or-
talks to me. I hope that he asks
yeah,
me
say
about
like,
my
oh,
Aunt Margaret.
Yeah, what do you want to? Yeah, I'm here for this. What are you here for?
Right.
And they fill out the cards with their name and what seat they're in and all. It's information for him to feed off of and kind
And
of.
all of this information about him is easily accessible online. That he's a fucking fraud,
Oh, yeah.
and people still flock to his show.
Okay.
Was it pop off?
So if yes,
Pop
but
off the one where they had the headphone, the ear mic in. They
Yeah.
tuned in on a
Yep.
signal that
Was
was going
it
through
Benny
it.
Hinn.
Yeah,
too.
Benny Hinn is another one.
But so like if you're listening to this and that seems so obviously bullshit, then think about your religious leaders and what the difference is between those two. You know what I mean? That's why our position is what it is.
Yeah.
Because it's there's no difference. They're doing the same shit.
You know what Dan said about emotional vampires actually reminded me recently. My father died, and every religious person I know like tried to take advantage. If you need somebody
Yeah.
to talk to, like, you know, have you prayed about this?
Yeah.
You know, you'll be with
Yeah.
him when you die. And
My
Sarah
mom
went through
was-
something recently, didn't you? When your parents, they kind of something happened to you. I don't
Well, my
remember.
parents stopped talking to me. and went to church.
That's different, but like something happened, like you got sick or something, and they started talking about Jesus and stuff. They wait
no,
until
it
you're
was
vulnerable.
when my dad was in the hospital.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
wait until
yeah,
you're.
yeah,
they wait
yeah.
until you're
Yeah.
emotional.
How's he doing, by the way?
Oh, he's
Yeah.
back home. They don't know what happened. He's fine.
They don't have any idea what happened.
No
It's-
idea what happened.
Jesus
He's totally
happened,
fine. Yep,
actually.
he finally got a priesthood blessing, and
Wow.
not even shitting you. Like,
That shit works.
Did he get a priesthood blessing?
He eventually did.
You know, it's funny. He didn't want one, and Sarah and I once were. We thought it would make him
Because
feel better.
his morale was super.
Yeah, we're
And,
like,
yeah,
get
and
on
if,
your
he-
if,
feet.
he,
it would be a
if he
pickup,
believes
yeah.
it and
Yeah.
it helps his body, like him
Exactly.
fight. I mean,
Because
Even if it's a placebo effect,
Yeah.
something
exactly,
it will help.
placebo
right?
effect is an effect.
But
Yeah,
Sarah and
yeah.
I were the first one to advocate that, even though we're
Yeah.
atheists. We're like, get those guys in there.
But if you have a room of people praying for someone with that person having no knowledge of it, It'll have zero
No,
impact
yeah.
on what goes on with it.
And if they
Yeah.
do have
But if
knowledge
you
of it, it'll
see-
actually have a negative effect.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you see
Yeah,
that
yeah,
study?
yeah.
That's
A lot
Oh
of
no,
Yeah.
I haven't. Oh, because what
because of
they'll.
the pressure. the
Because
stress.
then it's like, holy shit, people are praying for me. That's
I
fucking
gotta get better.
something.
No, I gotta get
shit
better.
is
Yeah.
shit is going bad.
Yeah, I think that's why they hadn't called in for a blessing yet. But I mean, when he was on like so much Dilaudid and like all these meds, and he was still like crying out in pain. Like, dude, you gotta do something.
What was the pain that he was having?
He was having really bad abdominal. He was so bloated, he had gained 50 pounds. And, like, he couldn't communicate very well, and it was some type of infection. His white blood cell count skyrocketed.
So his body
they-
thought he was fighting something. It was just
Yeah, it was something.
like a giant mosquito bite.
Yeah, I don't know. No, but I
Like
mean,
ulcer or
eventually
something.
they pumped him full of all sorts of antibiotics. Not better, and like they did a colonoscopy this week to see like if they could see what it was.
Well, that's the real
Anything.
reason he survived
Wow.
is because of
I'm
you know
glad
all
he's
the
doing better.
antibiotics.
I
and
like
care.
your dad. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he
It's
is.
not
When he-
too bad.
He's a great guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, you've had your struggle.
Professionally,
Yeah.
he's a really good reporter.
He is,
so-
and that's what I appreciate
Yeah.
about him. You know, he interviewed me the story.
especially compared to Spaghetti.
Yeah, absolutely.
He tries to. He's kind of old school, like very like even with a lot of political things. I have no idea what his beliefs are because he's so
Very
concerned.
impartial.
Yeah, he's so concerned
Right.
with staying.
That's the way a
neutral.
journalist should be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's good.
But that's why I'm saying he's
That's
old
very good.
school because that's not
Sure,
anymore.
sure,
but
Unless you're on,
Report the news.
unless you're on
eh?
Fox News, where you're fair
Yeah.
and unbalanced.
Yeah, they,
Yeah.
they definitely are. I have a lot of
Fair
respect.
But
and
for
so
those
so you
people on
guys are
Fox
getting
News.
along, and you're communicating.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be. I'm actually put my brother. For the most part, it's still that awkward, like elephant in the room stage because they're
Yeah.
so still not okay with it. But
What are your brothers really?
He just desecrated his temple, so
yeah,
Did you get a
He,
tattoo?
he has a tattoo past his elbow that my mom's gonna see for the first time. He's had a tattoo on his chest
Wasn't-
for a while.
My
Isn't the
mom
Air
paid for
Force-
my first tattoo.
Isn't the Air Force the weakest branch?
They have the best food, I hear.
they kill the most people. I mean, Hiroshima,
Yeah, it's true.
Nagasaki.
There you go.
Our death toll was up there.
Which is-
I'm just kidding. I've never
Yeah.
served. I don't have the right to speak like that.
yeah, I just
Careful.
don't. Sorry? Dan
Man.
is up and over.
Jesus.
You should definitely go rock climbing with Ryan.
Yeah.
Vine that shit. That would be hilarious. He
Ah.
couldn't. Dan attempted the bathroom and couldn't make it
That
over
would
the
be
couch.
funny. But yeah, I even though they're not all out, none of my
Actually, they aren't. They're all atheists now, except maybe Jake. He just won't admit it.
yeah, my one brother, he's kind of a mama's boy, and I think he's at that bridge.
What position is he in?
We don't know.
No, I mean youngest
family.
or
Oh,
He's
I'm
the oldest.
youngest.
You're the
He's the
youngest.
oldest
Okay.
brother. I have an older sister, but she.
I know in the military, it is a little difficult to sometimes say, "Hey, guess what?
Sure.
I'm atheist."
I think
Sure,
he's
yeah.
definitely, if he's anything, he's apatheist. Like he just seriously could care less.
doesn't
Like it's
care,
not
yeah.
a part of his life that he focuses at all. Which is, I think, why he hasn't really come out as anything. But he doesn't go to church. He's
Yeah.
That's still an atheist position.
Oh yeah. Well, he won't claim the title.
Sure.
If that makes
I
sense.
have friends like that too.
Yeah. But I
But
remember.
they don't believe ultimately, and that's really
Yeah, I remember once, like after, like I had been in the new atheism stuff, that he like texted me. And he was like, "We gotta get you going back to church and all this,"
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah.
"Who the fuck is this?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just fucking with you," and I'm like, "Yeah, because
nice.
yeah, we don't. My parents are super
Right.
not at all."
I guess that's where I'm kind of lucky amongst the state where most people came from a very religious background. Now we're trying to break away from it. I came from a non-religious background, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah,
And yeah.
Lucky in that
and
sense.
there's no
but,
God." Oh
but
yeah,
it surely hasn't helped you earn any more noodles.
I know.
So
I wish they would have sent me to church.
let's give you another opportunity. We got one right here.
All right.
We got another.
More games coming.
Let's do another. Who said it?
Okay.
Okay, where are we starting? Where were we at last?
I think
Dan needs to
Dan
start.
should
Yeah,
ask.
I think-
Yeah,
yeah.
because you haven't
Dan's-
started one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should.
Your quote, Dan.
Bring it.
There are 3 clues and 4 works.
You could go more.
Okay.
Just saying.
Yeah.
The quote is, "Everyone should have their mind blown once a day."
That wasn't John Holmes.
He would have said head blown.
That's right. That's what
Yeah.
John Holmes said.
Everyone should have their mind blown at least once a day.
Once a day. Yep. Got 3 clues.
Doesn't sound.
Doesn't even sound possible.
I'm gonna have to go with 3.
It's a good opening bid.
So we go to Sarah.
So is it that if I think I can do it in less?
If you can do it in
you
2,
can
say 2.
You can say 2. Or if you think you really know it, you could say negative 4, 3.
Or if you just
Yeah,
want Dan to
you have
answer
a
it.
range from 2 to -4.
Right.
I'm gonna go with 2.
All right.
That's a good bid. I like it. Keep
It
the
is a
game-
good bit. I
keep
should
the
have
game-
started with 2.
You
the
should
game
have.
2 would have been the smarter way to go.
I'm banking on another point here, so Sarah, go ahead and answer that.
Okay.
That's what I think. I'd rather
think
have
that's
you
smart.
get the point than him get the point. That's
Thank you.
see,
Thank you, 'cause I'm-
strategy.
That's right.
You're awesome.
Okay, so Sarah's got to name it. So the quote is, everyone should have their mind blown once a day, and she gets 2 clues. First one, born October 5th, 1958, Manhattan, New York.
Dr. Manhattan.
Okay, second
Graduated Harvard, University of Texas, and Columbia.
That's a lot of mofo schools.
It's like your parents' age, right?
It's a
What was
very
the year again? 50?
1958, Manhattan, New York.
Come on, you can get it.
They'd be like 60.
That was not what I thought it was going to be.
So he also
It was that me crashing and burning.
No, it said epic fail, and it was a plane crashing. I was like, oh, that was
That'd
not
be
what I
like
thought.
Hey, why are you complaining? You're gonna get a point.
I know, I'm just fucking with you.
No, I will get a point.
also went to high
No.
school.
No, I do, because
in the Bronx.
I told her to answer it.
Oh,
Went to high school in the Bronx. Bronx school.
Time's up, Sarah Davidson.
Yeah. So the one I thought it might be, but I don't know.
Noodles for Sarah.
Fuck yeah, bitches!
oh.
Very good. Very good.
Good job. Good
Very
job.
good.
Nicely
Because
done.
that's what I thought it was after that.
Very
I'm like,
good.
I feel like that's his. But when you said Bronx, it's like, yeah, 100%. That's
Sorry,
who I would have
sorry,
guessed.
fellas.
That's who I would have guessed.
Yeah.
Sarah's cleaning
and
up.
he wrote. He read one book. So there's like the Pluto Files
Yes.
and
Death by
Death
Black
by
Hole.
Black Hole.
Yes, that's
the
another
other.
one.
Those are the two.
Other works are The Universe, Nova Science Now, and Cosmos: A Space-Time Odyssey.
He's written like 5 books. I
Yeah,
think.
he's written quite
Yeah,
a bit.
I just had those 4, but I mean, I would have accepted Pluto Files and.
Well, and he
you know,
has
but-
another The Inexplicable Universe on Netflix.
Right. Yes, that's true. But I figured it would be somebody.
I like Tyson.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh, yeah.
So what do I
He's
have,
great.
like 5? 5, 3, 1? Is that what we're at?
I've lost. I thought it was. Was I 3?
Yeah, you were 3.
I think so. Yeah, because it was 4-3. So now, yeah, 5-3.
Sarah's cleaning up.
Sarah's cleaning up.
Not cheating.
I know.
I just prayed at the beginning
What the
for God
fuck is
to
this
help
shit?
me.
Do we have any other items to discuss before we finish up?
Well, we were going to talk
Answers
about
first.
Ebola real quick.
Yeah, let's hit that. Let's hit that real fast.
Kind of like Liberia declares 3 days of fasting and prayer, which I just go.
That's-
Wouldn't that kill more people?
Yeah,
to
isn't
help
it?
cure Ebola.
I think it's to stop
But that
Ebola
doesn't
spread.
do anything.
Because it says President Ella Johnson Sierra Leaf has declared 3 days of fasting and prayer to seek God's mercy with regards to the Ebola outbreak. The president called on all citizens to fast between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. starting Wednesday. Meanwhile, the Spanish government said that an Air Force plane would leave Madrid on Wednesday to pick up a Spanish priest who had tested positive for the Ebola
Is
virus
God
in
currently
Liberia.
unaware of the Ebola outbreak?
I think he hasn't been watching the news.
I think God was napping.
Did God not create
Oh,
the Ebola outbreak?
God
He works in
makes
mysterious
camping.
ways.
Yeah.
Prayer to me is fucking stupid because it really is. It's fucking stupid because God. I mean, in the Bible it says God creates all things. God knows all things. God creates all things. There, not a sparrow shall fall without God's knowledge of it. So your fucking prayer is fucking stupid. So intercessory prayer is begging God to change the plan that He has fucking come up with. Are you that vain, that fucking
Well, he tells you
arrogant
to do
that
it,
you
though.
think that you can plead with God and He will listen to you and alter the plan that He has set in place?
But he tells you
Or-
to pray.
But you're praying as part of his plan. He knew you would do it in the first place, so really it's still his plan.
But God
Cognitive
has-
dissonance. It
God
really-
has a
So
plan.
so then he infected him on purpose.
Yeah.
Okay.
To teach us a lesson.
What a great fucking guy.
Yep.
But he's got a plan, and there really is no free will because everything is set out, and
Mhm.
But
your
you do have,
destiny is predetermined.
but you do have free will. Isn't that what the Mormons believe? Free agency.
No, it's not
Complete.
free. You have agency, but it's not free because Jesus atoned for
But I don't know how you can believe that your destiny is predetermined by God, but yet you have free will. Because if your destiny is predetermined, that means
That always
It's already
irritated that
fucking
when I was a kid.
determined.
Prayer
Any way,
means dick.
any
Nothing.
way you look at it, prayer is fucking
Fucking-
useless.
yeah.
You know the reason that would always piss me off is when with the whole Adam and Eve thing, like God knew Eve was gonna eat that fucking apple.
Yeah.
God made it so she had to, and yet she was a fucking sinner, like setting her up to be the bitch.
God created the fucking apple in the first place.
And put
Yeah.
the tree
created-
right there in front
Well,
of
it
him.
wasn't even an apple. It just says fruit.
And then allowed
So we don't-
Satan
we're
And
not-
to
it
put
wasn't a whale; it was a big fish.
Yeah.
But who
Right,
cares?
right. Nice.
But anyways, everything has been.
I know it's a nightmare.
Yeah, Ebola.
Yeah.
Intercessory, any fucking prayer is just fucking. It's a waste of your goddamn time.
It's
Alright, so-
spiritual masturbation.
Can we just say, like,
Exactly.
on a more practical level? Because I think most of our listeners are going to this rant. But if you're a religious organization that wants to help, fine. We don't have a problem with that. But please don't send truckfuls of Bibles when
Yeah.
it could
Or
be,
rosary beads.
or some
Yeah.
stupid shit where it could be food or water or I mean, there's no vaccines or anything that we could be sending, but something that's really going to do some good for these people. Don't put Bibles in those trucks and waste that space.
I'd gotten really pissed off when that happened.
Unless you're trying to
Japan.
help them keep a fire going all night.
Right.
Then send your Bibles.
It's
Mhm.
really good. We should have done
It's actually really not.
Burn a bunch of Bibles.
for fun.
Yeah, but it's too
Rolling
tightly
papers.
packed.
I did
Yeah,
it
but
once and got almost yelled at.
Almost.
Well,
This
You did what once and almost.
They're
you're
got
living
like,
yelled
that's a
dangerously.
weird statement.
at. I did something once and almost got yelled at.
I burned a box of Bibles in Afghanistan.
Oh,
Okay with that.
well, I bet the
As
the
long as you weren't
Afghanis
burning
were
the
okay with
Quran,
that.
you're all right.
Well, they're all holy Bibles. They're the little green ones that the military gives out to like every fucking soldier. And we had like two
Which is
fucking-
bullshit.
By the
Oh, yeah.
way, Ryan was holding his fingers up with like a half an inch space. The little,
yeah.
Yeah.
the little
That's
green
the
Bibles. Are
the
they-
little green. Oh yeah, they're really. I got one at home. I'll bring it in next time.
They're that small.
They're that small. They're only the good parts and the parts that give you the good feelings and give you inspiration. I think it's actually just Proverbs.
So no, like walking on water, no water to wine.
No, it's supposed to give you inspiration
No,
and all
like-
kind of stuff.
no Elijah sending the she
No.
bears to destroy.
We didn't
47
have
children,
like
42 kids.
normal garbage. This was basically a FOB, a forward operating base. So you burned everything, and it was like one weekend we needed to do some cooking, and like we needed to get some fires going and stuff. So we started using that stuff, and it was like, well, we need to get rid of this shit. We can't fucking like all of our like if you got a letter, you got to burn it. Everything is burned.
Yeah.
So we had that box. Like we need to get rid of it. Okay, I'll go and fucking burn it. I burned it. Like are those fucking Bibles in there? Yeah. I mean, fuck, we had to get rid of this shit.
There were little
Well,
chipmunk Bibles.
You don't burn Bibles. That's not right. It's like, well, you told me to fucking get rid of it, and I ain't gonna be fucking eating it.
Go
You
give
gonna
it
hump
to
that
the
shit all
locals.
over fucking
Yeah.
God's creation?
So we're burning it. We got a burn barrel. I tossed it in the burn barrel.
Are you out there
It's
to
fucking
murder
gone.
people? That's
Fire
confusing.
Fighter.
Air Force, Army, and Marines do not deploy people that do our jobs. So if it's
Wait, but why were you starting fires?
we had a that was how we got rid of our garbage.
If anyone's going to start a fire, he's the most
Firefighters.
qualified to
Yeah,
do
fire
it.
report, yeah.
Ironically, as firefighters on deployments, we always had bonfires
Oh.
every fucking night.
Haven't you ever heard of
Holy
fighting
shit,
fire
that's-
with fire?
Yeah,
That's fucked up.
we were training.
Is it a bad?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
like
glass
that.
broke.
Oh, you
Oh.
broke it.
He opened a beer and the glass kind of broke.
It's
into
still-
it.
there's
You
still
wanna-
a ring
you
of
wanna drink
glass.
the shot?
It only hurts on the way
Yeah.
out.
Might want to filter
Yeah,
that.
I wouldn't. Okay.
Take your
Yeah.
sock off.
Enjoy your anal fissures.
He's just. Oh, we should say.
Was it a twist off?
No,
No.
it's a pop off.
Wow. He-Man.
E-man.
I was just too cold with your freaking overexcited cooler here. You got down here.
I
Yeah,
like
look-
to make sure that the beers are cold.
Yeah, look
for
at that.
my-
There's like
for
a
my guests.
full-on half a ring in there.
Oh,
We'll
wow.
have to post a picture online.
So yeah, anyways, I burned a whole box of Bibles once. Got
You know
a
what?
slight
You missed
yelling at.
something. Kind of a
But
tough.
it's okay because you were in Iraq and you burned Bibles versus the Quran, which is okay. Had you burned the Quran,
You would have
we would
spontaneously.
have been
Well-
talking to just your severed head or torso minus a
I
head.
might have fucked up a few.
Yay!
I might have fucked up a few.
Yeah?
Yeah, we had some guys that were held in buildings that had no toilets. They may have been guys that would read the Quran. And we might have had to clean the floors up once a week for them, and they might have left their Qurans and prayer rugs on the floors, and we would take our fire hoses and shoot them off the floors.
Maybe.
dun, dun.
This may have happened. I
This
can
is all
neither
hypothetical.
confirm
Nor
nor
deny.
deny that this would have happened.
I can neither confirm nor deny there might have been people in these buildings occupying little barbed wire cages.
Got dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
It keeps getting dark real quick.
it does. This
We-
episode is taking
Should we
turns.
do
Like,
should we line it up?
Yeah, they didn't have toilets, so they would. Well, sometimes they had buckets, but they knew if they defecated on the floors, they would get to go out and take a shower, get a change of clothes, and get to see daylight. So sometimes they would do it on purpose, but we had to go in once a week and do it anyways to clean the floors up in place.
yeah,
But they would have their
You're right. That was definitely lighter. Thanks
Yeah.
for
But they would
bringing that up.
They weren't allowed to bring their prayer rugs or Qurans out with them, and that was all the belongings they were allowed to have while they were in there.
Yeah.
And the guys that were guarding it were like, "Fuck them, hit it."
Yuck.
So
No piss
I don't
tube.
think they pooped in the rugs. All right, I haven't really had those two news. We were kind of lacking on news this week. We got more
Let's go to the
games.
games.
yeah,
we got
let's,
games.
Let's finish up answers first.
And we got our general bullshitting, which I think
So
is
we're
cool.
Yeah.
at 5-3-1.
5 for Sarah.
Sarah's got to state the noodles.
I'm just
Thank
saying.
you.
I was going to do that anyway.
I wish
Just
I knew
to-
what these
just to
noises
remind
all were,
everybody
so I
where
could
we
play
are.
something relative to that.
Okay, we got so Sarah's at 5 noodles, Dan's at 3, and Ryan's at 1.
I just
Is that
got to
right?
say, I'm ahead of Ryan.
True.
Thank you, Dan.
If you want to keep track of that,
Last week was a fluke.
One
Let's
more
keep
and
that
I'll be tied for 2 more and I'll be tied for
Overall?
Ryan for last
Yeah.
week.
Well, I got. Oh, for last week I had 3.
Yeah. And I'm at 5.
I'm only at 4 from last week. I got 1 this week and 3
Oh,
from
got
last.
it. Okay. Never mind. Move on.
Matt's examining
right.
his
That looks like a
beer
root
for
beer
the
float.
for glass.
It does.
It looks it look. You got a nice head going on.
yeah, I do.
That's nice.
He's pretty
Nice.
good at head.
Yeah,
It's very foamy.
it is a stretch.
It almost
because-
looks like a root beer float.
what I said.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
Joe
did you?
said.
Sorry.
I was just checking it for glass, which is normally something of a deterrent. Although I don't know what's going on in
Yeah,
this.
it looks a little.
It looks like an unfiltered beer.
There's definitely things happening in
Yeah,
the
it looks-
beer.
What do you? What?
It looks like
It's
an
glass.
unfiltered beer.
It's glass.
Specky bit.
I said enjoy your anal fissure. And
Yeah, well, I already got those, so that's fine. But it's, hopefully,
That's a little more blood.
hopefully the glass can remove.
It'll
all
be
those.
fine.
No,
I have
don't know.
Chipotle away.
Oh.
All right, let's finish up answers first. We are starting with Ryan.
Fuck you. Which game? Which one are we doing now?
Answers first. I give you
Okay.
the answer.
No, but
You-
isn't this?
No, this is
everyone?
everybody.
Oh yeah, it's everybody.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can let me
Right,
go
right.
first, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's everybody. This Middle Ages Christian movement inspired thousands of quote warriors to travel to
Crusades.
Gaza.
God.
Another noodle. Sarah.
God damn it!
She's quick. She's quick.
Have I mentioned? So Sarah's not drinking at all. I feel like
that's the thing.
I feel like
I have an
Ryan and I
unfair
are kind of
advantage.
handicapped
You know.
because
That was a personal choice.
I'm.
Yeah. You did pour yourself. I questioned your 3 giant
Your-
cocktails, but
Your
I've-
cheeks are looking rosy.
Yeah.
I've had several ounces of rum.
Yes, he's
Yes,
had
you
3
have.
16-ounce cocktails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're-
That's more than 16.
That's like a 20.
Yeah,
that's,
that's
a venti
24.
bitches.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a 20.
20.
Well,
Yeah.
did you know Starbucks?
I had no idea.
Oh.
All right. Next answer.
What's the noodle scores now?
6-3-1.
She's
Yep.
kicking our.
Yep.
It's because she's not drinking.
Yeah, you just
Damn
went through that. All right. This man is often grouped with Jerry Falwell and James Dobson, hosts the 700.
Ah.
Fuck that asshole.
Fucking what the fuck's his
What?
name? That
No,
old
say it
mother.
again.
Robertson?
Say it
Is that
again.
his name?
Yeah,
thought
Pat
that-
Robertson.
Robertson. Oh, yeah.
we gotta-
I knew it was that
Ryan.
old fuck who says.
Ryan got the noodle via Joe
Yeah,
with the
was-
assist.
yeah.
I honestly thought that was going to be the easy one.
I knew his. My first thing. I'm like, oh, that old fuck.
Yeah. I think she said that too.
Who
Yeah,
occasionally
I-
says stuff that I agree with, but it seems weird to me that I do.
Yeah.
Did you?
I'm
did I tell
nervous
you I
about
figured out?
drinking
Or
this one,
what
but
did
you're
you tell me
okay.
we figured out what
Yeah, I think
700
so.
What's that?
What?
what 700 Club meant?
I don't.
I think that was when
That
you
it
were here
was like
before.
there was every whatever show they wanted 700 people to donate
I thought it
$1,000.
meant you could squat 700 pounds.
All right.
Anyway,
We've got 2 answers left.
632.
So no matter how this goes, Sarah's going to win.
Yay!
Yay, Sarah.
Do you want me to leave it be so we can see which of you?
No, go all in,
Okay.
man. Fucking
Okay.
nail us, man. You be 7.
Nail you to that cross.
That's right.
Okay. Commonly referred to as an, quote, atheistic religion, this is a basis...
Buddhism.
Yes.
Bullshit.
And it's a noodle.
Dun, 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 dun.
The rest of that was, this is a basis for most New Age beliefs and practices.
Dun, 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 dun.
Check the scoreboard.
Dun, 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 dun.
What did
That's
that
the theme
Taoism,
from Rocky.
Tao?
Come
All
on.
Americans.
Taoism.
Not Taoism, Taoism, Taoism. Wouldn't all those kind of fall in that same thing? They're more.
Right, but this is the basis for New Age beliefs
Ryan
and practices.
is disagreeing with that noodle, I think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find another answer.
All right.
I'm trying to find out that would also be correct. You get a noodle.
There's no try. Like
There's only
consolation,
doing?
Yeah, sure. You can get a noodle for Taoism. That's
There
fine.
is no try.
We'll give
do.
give Ryan a noodle for Taoism.
Do host.
That would also apply there.
Scientology?
They
That's
believe in.
Um,
not
They're the ones
That's
Scientologists
not
should be
atheistic.
hosting
Well,
They're
Well,
atheists.
It's not
Yeah, they
New
are.
Age.
It's
a
not New
business
Age.
Kind of is.
Yeah.
Are they really? Because they believe in like a higher power, don't they?
Xenu.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but not really. I mean,
No,
Yeah.
they don't believe Xeno's the enemy.
Yeah.
Xeno's like Satan.
Okay.
yeah.
They
just
just dropped off all the
They
thetans
don't
in the
believe
volcanoes.
a light
Okay.
benevolent.
Fair enough.
We all get noodles.
So Joe gets a noodle too.
Yay! Noodles for everyone besides Sarah.
Exactly. I'm okay with that.
And finally, this quote nickname is commonly used by the adherents to Islam, though it's usually known ironically by its acts of extreme violence.
Jihadists.
No.
ISIS?
No.
No.
This quote nickname is commonly used by the adherents to Islam, though it's usually known ironically by its acts of extreme violence.
Sharia?
I-
Swama?
I'm not sure what is not the
All
answer.
I knew was Fundy. but
It's a
that's
nickname. I've given you everything you need, I promise.
A
I worked this
nickname.
out.
Nickname.
a
Like
nickname.
infidel or something.
No, but it's a nickname for.
Well, they call us the
Muslims,
infidels.
right?
We're
all drunk tarded.
This nickname
Except
and I'm
Sarah.
just regular retarded.
this nickname is commonly used by the adherents to Islam, though it's usually known ironically by its acts of extreme violence.
Peace? That would be ironic.
I'm gonna
Peace Corps?
The
Peace.
peaceful
It's a
religion.
nickname
for Islam.
Oh, for
Religion of
Islam.
peace.
Noodles for Sarah, the religion of peace.
Oh.
You've never heard that for Islam?
No, I have, but
Well,
it was just
yeah,
structured
but-
so.
yeah.
You structured it so bizarrely.
Yeah,
I thought it was an act.
I was confused.
If you would have said
Like
the
a jihad.
Quran.
I got the noodle,
Nickname is
bitches.
commonly used by the
Noodle,
adherents of
but yeah.
Islam.
7 bitches.
All right, sorry, I messed that one up. Then I guess.
What do I
No,
win?
yeah.
You done goofed.
What do I get?
You got a packet of ramen.
Yes.
7 packs of ramen.
Yes, we should give out ramen. That would be good. Here's your 7
For
noodles.
your sodium overdose for the day.
Oh,
7 heads and 7 tails.
Who counts MSG?
fun.
Yeah.
I
well,
liked it because I won.
sorry, that was I guess that one was not so.
That was kind
not
of
so
a
clear.
downer.
I don't-
You'll get it.
I don't-
You'll get it.
I don't
I think
want.
most of them were decent.
I don't want the podcast to end.
Well, Sarah,
Well-
what America or the Atheists of Utah got going on
Yeah,
here
new
in the
president.
next month or so? Because since you are the new president, of Atheists of
Yeah.
Utah,
The new
It's true.
president.
do we got any
La Presidenta.
La
Presidenta.
Is it La Presidenta or La
Presidenta.
Presidente?
I don't speak Spanish.
Either do I. I just pretend I
Italian,
do.
yeah.
I do.
So what's going on? Like, is for some good going-ons?
For some good going on.
Some good going-ons.
Depending on when you
goings
post
on.
this.
It'll be on tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, so this Saturday we're doing a family activity at the Sandy Balloon Fest. We're
Yay.
meeting at Sweet Tomatoes
Oh, really?
ahead of time.
That's like Sandy. That's pretty close to me.
Yeah, and it's a free event, so you can just go and like they light up all the balloons around.
So,
Yeah, I
so
gotta
where
look
in
for
Sandy?
it.
What's the address?
It's on State Street near where that Target is by Sandy Hall.
So that's
Yeah.
where Sweet Tomatoes is.
Yeah,
Right?
it's right across
90,
from-
like 4 South.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually-
90 something.
Yeah, it's like 1,000 or
What's where the track station is?
Where they have the big park.
98.
Yeah, it's, I mean,
90
we
is a
have it.
CID, so,
We have it on our Facebook group, but
It's a lot of fun. Like we've done it for the past. I think this will be the.
yeah.
And
Hopefully
the
weather
first year
will-
we did it, they were able to light up the balloons. Last year it was too windy; they couldn't do it.
So
Or they
had-
had float away or something?
Well,
And then it'll
No.
just because they leave them down, I
Yeah.
guess, if it gets too windy and there's
You know,
like kids.
yeah,
running
they're gonna
around.
blow over and suffocate people.
And probably damage their balloons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's this Saturday, and then next Saturday we're doing another event at the Washington Square Garden City, and it's exciting.
Is that another cleanup? or-
It's just
Okay.
gardening. And the nice thing is, last time when we were there a couple ago, talking to the gal, they're thinking about, you know, how we do like the Adopt a Highway. They're
Mhm.
thinking about doing like an Adopt a Garden,
Ah.
where you know maybe the Atheists of Utah could adopt the garden at City.
Nice, because it's the only group
Yeah.
who's actually been
Yeah, we're
out
the
there
only
and
one
doing
who's
it,
doing
right?
it.
Maybe
So-
a
Yeah.
sign.
So she wants that to kind of. She's working on getting that to be more official. Like
Okay.
it'd be like 3 to 4 times a year that we kind of commit to go out and work
Yeah.
on it, and
Awesome.
then we'd be able to have our name on it. So the fact that it's at Washington Square
Yeah.
is kind of really cool.
So is
Yeah.
that basically planting flowers or just cleaning up around them, doing a little
Weeding.
grooming?
Mostly weeding. The first activity was a lot of pruning, a lot of digging, because it was getting it
Very overgrown.
unwinterized.
Yeah.
But now it's just kind of weeding, and it's really a lot of fun.
That
just
last
to
one was
hang
kind
out.
of
You know what would
short
be awesome
notice
is if
too,
they were
wasn't
in-
it, or was it?
No, it had been posted, but people
Okay.
just some people.
I pay attention, but I work a very
You know what?
odd schedule.
You're
It would be
right.
awesome if they would throw up a sign like
Yeah,
this
that's what I'm
this
really
section of
hoping
garden
for.
or whatever is adopted by Atheists
Yeah.
in Utah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah,
great.
it'd be really cool. So that's looking for. And the gal who is in charge of all the volunteers, she's the one at Planned Parenthood,
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
Amanda. So she's now with the city, which is why she's been. Because when I first emailed them, I was like, they're never going to want us to.
She's
do
like,
anything.
oh, we remember
And she's
you.
like, oh, I love you guys. You guys always
Nice.
help.
Awesome.
Like,
You always have a bunch of people come out and
yeah.
help us.
So she loves having us.
That's
so-
great.
Yeah, and then so it's not this
Awesome.
good without God.
Yep.
I feel bad that I have not been able to attend those
You should
events
cry
thus
at
far.
night.
You need a vacation.
I will cry at night, but but
Yeah,
the
why don't
sa-
you put something into the Atheists of Utah for once?
right? Well, I've done nothing. And I feel bad that I won't be able to participate this Saturday because Tracy and I are at the home inspection for the new
Oh, yeah.
place
Well,
that
once
we're hoping to buy.
things calm down and you host a new house.
Yeah, the Halloween party. Just to name a few, the Halloween party. And
Halloween and Christmas.
we don't have a venue for
I
that,
mean,
so I'm
maybe,
just putting it out there.
You got such a great house. What else are you expecting?
I'm super excited. for
It
the
has
new
a huge
house.
like come drink here heathens
I-
sign
We
on
have 7
it.
rooms for making out in.
Yeah, 7 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. I'm really excited. Utopia pre-installed.
Yeah.
Tell
Did you
me
see
about that.
Utopia was down for like 4 days last week?
Shut
God.
your goddamn mouth.
Got issues.
Well, I know. So it's a big whole deal with the cities that are participating, and I saw that Murray City, after 2 years of kind of abstaining from providing funds for Utopia, has decided to pitch in. I'm just excited either way.
Yeah.
Whether it's, I mean, Utopia is pre-installed at the house we've bought, and even if Utopia, as it's known today, kind of goes away, I'm sure it'll be picked up by third party, whatever. It'll be fine. It'll be.
Oh
fine.
yeah.
And yeah, I would love to host something at the new place.
Yeah, do something for
You
Halloween
said
because
it.
I have
Everyone heard it.
Halloween party at Dan's place.
I have the awesomest creepy doll costume. It's a little short dress and tights and everything, and it's fucking perfect.
I'm really
Wow.
really like wow to actually own my own home again.
Yeah.
And it's big. It's good for entertaining. I'm really excited about it.
I got a couple bits. I need to do one thing of housekeeping. Last week we were talking about our viewership
Yes.
and
Listenership?
1%. Yeah, listenership. Sorry.
I was wrong on that. It was 1% in Thailand. not
Right,
1%.
and I was also wrong on that because I contacted Wayne Talento.
Yeah.
He's in New Jersey, and so
Oh.
I had a conversation with him and apologized for.
Saying he's in Thailand.
Yeah, but he's cool as always, and
That may be my Facebook friend Ben.
possibly I don't know. I didn't look into it.
Shout
I didn't look into it
out.
anymore, but just a correction that Wayne Talento is not our Thailand listener, but
we
he
do have a
is
bunch of 1%
a great
on there, I
friend of the
noticed,
show.
too. Like 1%, like Belarus, Thailand,
Yeah,
Singapore.
and 3% unknown around the world.
Yeah.
So is there
whatever that
anything
means.
going on down south for events coming up?
I'd like to say yes, and it's going to be a partial yes, and that's the second bit of what it. So we need to tighten up this homeless project.
Yes.
Yeah,
this
which I was
holiday
going to bring up
homeless
again,
project,
too.
Yeah,
I was going to say if we can offer it and when we put it out for next week's live show, if we want to start having people bring in stuff.
that would be great
Yeah.
to get Connie involved too.
Yeah.
because she would totally be down.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let me share with you my dream for how this is going to go.
Okay.
And then maybe we can scale it back a little or whatever. But my hope is we can find there's got to be a business around that wants their name attached to doing a huge homeless drive for the
It's
holidays.
just that they want their name
Right.
attached to atheists.
Right.
Yeah,
But
which is always rough.
sure. But I think there's got to be somewhere. I mean, even if it's a food bank or whatever it is, that'll be willing to do it. But my ultimate dream, and like I said, we'll probably have to scale it back, is to maybe have tents set up, like with space heaters or whatever it is, and then have like a soup kitchen style line with, turkey stuffing. Hold on, let me finish my dream, and then we can take it down. Because I know it's not going to happen the way I'm picturing, but I'm just saying I want to put the full image out there, and then we can get as close to that as possible. But we can have like the holiday dinner style buffet thing, so we can get as many through as possible, and at the end of the line we can have our warm clothing, blankets, shirts, coats, donations, with a volunteer there to hand out those things to people as they're going through the line or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So there's a warm place to come, a warm meal to get, and warm clothes and blankets to get as winter approaches. Now, you guys let me know
No,
how,
I have something totally relevant.
unrealistic that
Well,
is.
I got
No.
to point one thing out. I think it's illegal for us to do that now.
What?
The food.
What?
Why?
How's that illegal?
I thought there was legislation being passed where they said you're not allowed to hand out, you're not allowed to go to the park and cook and provide food for the homeless.
That's fucking bullshit.
Because they're saying it's not inspected, it's not going
Fine.
through a process,
that. That's-
and that's
Well, you
it is
know-
stupid.
Fine.
I agree.
you want to
100%
come
that
out and
it's
give me a
stupid.
fucking ticket?
Yeah,
Do it.
yeah.
Well, okay, but
Okay.
I have a relevant thing
Yeah.
because I live downtown.
Right, go
near
ahead,
all the
yeah.
homeless people.
Mhm.
So if you take Fifth
Fifth
South,
yeah.
underneath the overpass there on Sundays, there's actually a Christian group
Okay.
that every Sunday
I
makes
was thinking,
breakfast and hands out blankets and shit. And they just have like tables set up under the overpass because it's under an overpass fucking tent.
Right.
And that's a place that they know to go. So I don't know last winter, Atheists of Utah did an interfaith thing with the Jewish Women's Society and the Muslim Mosque. And we did a thing together as like a, happy, we're all going to get along type
Shalom,
thing. So,
shalom,
Sure,
tikkun
sure.
olam
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
so I don't know if you'd want to get in touch with those Christians and see what you can do, or at least ask them what kind of permits they need or shit like that. Because obviously they're doing exactly what your vision is having food out and clothes out.
Yeah, bigger though.
Bigger, yeah.
But yes, you're right, and I have absolutely no problem with working with whomever
as long as
we get the goal done.
As
and
long
we-
as we're
and we-
helping people.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And my thought too was mid-October.
Yeah,
okay.
because once you start getting to Thanksgiving and
It's starting to get
Christmas,
colder out. We're starting
Then
to get
everybody's
You
jumping
already,
in and
you
wants
already
to do.
need your coat. By
Yes,
that time.
that's
Yeah.
what I was going for. Once you get towards the
Okay.
end, mid-October, end of October, you're starting to get those nights where it's getting colder. And that's when they need it. So it's not waiting until Christmas when it's like, well,
Sure,
we've
sure,
already
sure.
endured
And
3
then there's
months
more
of cold
charity
weather.
already.
I was thinking
Yes.
Thanksgiving, but yeah, you're right. You're right on that. So here's another angle I was thinking though too. Like, Dan and I spent 15 or 20 minutes talking after the show last week when you left. But I've struggled with this kind of all week. But I think what I've settled on is I think what would be good is to get a significant number of donations in, like clothing items and stuff for the winter and that kind of thing, and then maybe you and I and somebody else can go out with your video camera and stuff like that. And it sounds exploitative
And hand out.
but what I want to do is hand it out, get some good reactions, get some touching videos and stuff like that. And the purpose is not, hey, we're so great.
Yeah.
this is what I struggled with. But the purpose is to attract some attention, to increase donations, to do more
Right.
good overall by the time when it
So
when
if
the
you
time
get a
comes.
This is
couple
the need
of
that's
them,
out there.
go
Yeah.
out
Right.
in like end of September, early October.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Get
there's
some of
nothing
that.
wrong with publicizing
Sure.
the stuff that we
No.
already do all the time.
Yeah.
People have to know.
No,
that
I agree.
There's
But,
nothing
I mean,
wrong with that.
No, I agree.
You shouldn't feel bad about
and
it.
No, I agree. I'm just
Okay.
I'm coming from a more emotionally
Yeah.
conservative position. That's why Dan and I spent some time, and I've thought about it this week, and that's why I say
I understand the
It's
position.
okay.
Like Coca-Cola will do something like that, where they do some charity work, but it's all just a big fucking tax write-off, and it's publicity for
yeah,
them.
sure.
But we do this stuff all the time, and we don't care. But it can't hurt to let people
Right,
know.
but I
to
mean,
show
like,
them what we do.
Yeah.
like for
Captured on
instance, like I've got a lot of friends on Facebook or whatever who are like maybe Palestinians, right? And they are talking about Gaza all the time. So I'm scrolling through my Facebook and I'm seeing 3-year-olds on hospital beds with their brains laying all over the floor, and this kind of stuff, all that kind of nastiness. And so, like, one of the things I like to do is turn that off for a second, and go to YouTube and just watch somebody give homeless people some shit,
money.
and whatever it
Like
is,
a lottery
A
ticket.
money or
yeah, that
food,
lottery
what-
that was awesome.
Yes, or a house. There's a
Yeah.
guy that gets a homeless guy a house, and
It's the same guy.
yeah, that guy's fucking amazing, and that inspires me. So I'm like, that's what I'm talking about when we should make a video that's talking about
Yeah.
what we,
Oh yeah,
what we want to do.
I already kind of wanted, but
yeah, so it's not exploitative in that sense.
Another thing I just remembered.
We just need to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was doing some looking around. It's probably about almost a year ago, where I was looking for groups that needed help, doing different events, different organizations for homeless and helping out homeless people. And I found one, but it was down in Provo, and their thing is they do it a couple times a year, and they come up to Liberty Park, and they sit in the home and they make just a huge giant thing of homemade meals or sandwiches or tacos or burritos and stuff, and they'll bring them all down hot, fresh made the night before down to Liberty Park and hand them out to everybody that comes through. So if I can find them again on Facebook or on the internet and find their Facebook group, maybe they would be a group that would be good to contact to go through, because they already have a group of people set up that's already a nonprofit volunteer organization type thing set up that gets money to do this, to work with them. So maybe I could contact them or find that group again.
and I think you guys are right about doing it before the holidays.
Oh, definitely.
I think there's
Definitely.
a number of reasons for doing that. I think because the
Get
weather
it to
hits
them when
sooner.
they need it.
The weather hits sooner,
Yeah.
and also we have a chance to kind of get it to them in a place where they're not already
Getting-
seeing a ton of charity happening.
Mhm.
And then the other thing is we can kind of jump in beforehand and say, well, we're not just here because the holidays are happening. You guys are
We're
important.
here
all the
because
time
the
or
weather is
whatever.
coming and they need this.
Right, sure.
Exactly.
So, okay, so, all right. So I think we're all agreed on that. So what's our next step? We got to settle that. This is happening fast. Like
We
this is
needed some
coming up
kind of
quick.
charity event, whatever our next event is, maybe.
A clothes drive, a blankets, old jackets you don't
Yeah, you
wear,
need to get that for your
gloves
live.
and hats.
for your
Yeah,
live
for the live show. And I didn't bring my camera gear this week, but the next week, or we can just, maybe even when we do the live show, I'll bring my camera gear in there before we do it. I was going to set it up and we just get together and make ourselves a little promo to put out on Facebook for us talking about doing this event. And maybe this week we should try to nail down some estimated dates on when we would like to have stuff, a rough timeline. And definitely, whenever we do a live podcast, bring stuff in. I know I can throw a whole bunch of just stuff right in the back of my Jeep. We can just load it into our cars, bring it back, store it in some boxes, and have it ready to go. So when the time comes for us to actually go and hand them out, or meet people and actually personally hand stuff to them and give themselves a better chance or a warmer winter, we'll be ready for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, and I will ask La Presidenta.
Yep.
I still have admin rights on the Atheists of Utah Facebook group. So, if I were to create an event or even just post out there to the group to say, during our live podcast on Wednesday that we're going to be accepting donations of, warm clothing, food, whatever you
Yeah.
want to bring it to the live podcast.
What I was gonna say, I don't know exactly, depending on when you decide, like if you want to do more early to mid-October, but if you do later October, our Halloween party's the 5th, and we usually do some sort of charitable drive, and we close.
And we have done close.
And we have done close in the past,
Yeah.
and it works really well. So
I think we could do both.
Why not both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
we could
so
do both.
if I mean,
Yeah.
if you wanted to team
If we
up,
can give them a jacket and a bag with some,
like I
some
said, I
food,
mean, as close to
or
my
just
as
the-
close to my
We could
dream
put
as we can
food
get,
in the
I'd be more,
pockets
you know.
of the
Yeah.
jacket.
a little surprise.
but yeah, I mean, if you'd want
Puppies
to
in
be
a sleeping
distributing
bag.
after October 25th, we could just team up on.
Is that too late? What do we? What
I
do
don't
we
know,
think?
that's
I
why
mean,
I'm
I know
wondering.
we're pressed for time already.
I just know
Just-
some years by time Halloween comes, we've already got like a foot of snow
Oh,
on the
yeah.
ground.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, it
Yeah,
does start.
depending on the year.
But the thing is, if I
Where
was
you
sleeping
are.
outside,
Yeah.
They're all
it gets
downtown.
cold.
Yeah.
It gets
Oh, yeah.
cold. So I'm thinking.
Yeah, we just don't have a big
I'm
event
thinking like
before then.
October 15th at the latest,
Yeah, I think
because it
you're
starts
right.
to really get cold after.
Could
that.
we have like a Labor Day event or something?
Oh,
Yeah,
we have
very
we
good.
have a family potluck
Yeah.
coming up with all of
So
you.
why don't
Okay.
do it then?
Yeah.
That's
I
perfect.
will
Okay.
throw that on there. I
Okay.
will,
So we have
it's in
compressed
September.
time.
So for
frames
those of
here.
you who don't know, I conducted a survey a few months ago, and in the top 3, number 2 was community service.
Mhm.
yeah.
Atheists really want to do this stuff, but we don't have anything set up. I mean, they're eager, they're
Yeah.
ready to go.
Yeah.
Want
and,
to help.
So they
and
want
Joe,
to do this.
Joe, this is Joe speaking. He's
Oh,
the,
sick.
the
And
tech
th-
expert.
There are a ton of people who aren't necessarily affiliated with Atheists of Utah
Sure.
who still show up to all of our
Yes.
volunteer events when we do different things that they want to contribute to the community.
And
We
I don't
really
know.
want to do this.
I don't know if groups like the Postmos or them, if they would want to.
yeah.
Well,
Oh, for sure,
the picnic is UCOR, so it's
Okay.
Postmos, Humanists, all of us.
Which
Well,
all of them
there's-
are very
Oh yeah,
charitable people and or I guess very humanistic that want to help out. That
Yeah, the
see,
Utah Coalition of Reason.
Yeah, that
and the-
see a need.
When there's also
And-
the LGBT community too, which is also that way.
And there is a huge
close
problem
with, too.
among the LGBT GP.
that.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah,
we
the
know what you mean.
community that has a homeless issue. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
A huge one.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
in Utah,
Which
for
is why
sure.
we do work
For
with the Homeless
sure.
Youth Resource Center a lot.
Yes.
Because that's
Okay, so what's our next step? Like by next week, what do we need to have done?
you need to have a date set.
yep,
Let's
I think we should
say
get
let's
cracking.
say October
Labor Day?
15th is the latest.
Okay.
So let's say
Well, look at your calendar.
Yeah.
So you need publicity. You need some kind of marketing
You
material.
need a title of the event, or
okay,
Things
hope for the
actually-
homeless.
Don't be afraid to use Facebook. Like, throw $5 into an ad campaign, and what it'll do is it'll send an advertisement to anybody who's liked Atheists of Utah.
Well, the
They'll send them an
15th,
ad, and then they'll get the link.
Yeah.
It's only $5.
the
Right,
15th is actually a Wednesday. It's the third Wednesday in October, but the 11th is a Saturday, and I'm off that weekend.
you want to
the 11th of October.
11th in October, I'm off the 11th and the 25th for weekends.
I'm just saying that should be deadline because of
And most people
the
have more
weather.
time for weekends.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying something in there should be deadline, absolute deadline for because of weather.
Atheists of Utah have the LLS light the night walk that day.
Okay.
So we would not be.
That day or that night.
It starts at.
Well, and we could still have
Okay.
people bring stuff to that.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying if you wanted, especially board support, we.
Yeah.
So what about a week before that?
Well, it's October 4th. I would not be able to make it.
What if you did Sunday instead
What about
of
a week
Saturday?
after
Yeah.
that?
Why not do the 12th?
Well, the 18th, I work every other week.
Atheists don't have anything to do on Sunday.
yeah, why don't you do it
Yeah,
on the 12th on the
the
Sunday?
12th. Sunday, October 12th.
You're good?
I'm good that day.
I'm good.
12.
do it.
Cool.
So let's shoot for Sunday,
Okay.
October 12th. We should get calling on groups that we know that would like to get involved and get an event set up ahead of time to do this.
Okay, so we've got 2 months.
Yes.
Okay, so by the first week in September, we need to see what happened.
By first week in September, we need to have lockdown groups willing to help, an event date set up to do a drive,
Okay, that's easy.
and if we can get that group that I found I'd seen earlier, which I'll try to find them again and contact them that does hand out food to homeless groups, see if they'll be willing to do a day like that on that day. And I honestly
joint
think
project,
to
yeah.
join the project and help hand out food that day while we hand out clothes.
So let's
and that kind
update
of
the
stuff.
potluck to
Okay.
include we're also accepting clothing
Oh.
donations for October 12th.
Okay, so here's the other thing I think needs to happen. I think at some point, you and your camera gear and me or some other combination of
Yes.
of us need to get together whatever stuff we can muster within the next couple of weeks and go do a handout and videotape it and put that to the
I don't
YouTube.
think I don't know if this well for clothes cold
Regular.
weather gear. I don't think now's the time because they don't need it and they're not going to want to be carrying it around. It's Maybe food. If we can get some food together and go hand it out. Maybe
They're gonna
like
wear. They're
I
gonna
still
wear.
think-
They're gonna wear like 3 or 4 hoodies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I still think
He
they'll.
knows.
I still think they'll appreciate it.
Oh no, they will.
Yeah,
They
I
will.
still think so.
Yeah.
I'm just saying from like what we were talking about earlier. I think if we can get some sort of video marketing with a few weeks.
Yeah, I got an idea in my head for it too already.
Okay.
No, that's really smart. We need to show people what we're actually doing.
Right.
Because we don't. Nobody
This is
knows.
the plan, and we want you to be involved in
Mhm.
it. And so I think we need to have that nailed down and posted to the YouTube page.
And I've had a little bit of
With
experience
enough
with,
time
with
to
hitting
get
the streets with the camera. And
Yeah,
hitting
yeah, sure,
and,
sure,
and
sure.
talking with homeless people. The difficult thing is a lot of them don't want to be on
Man,
camera.
if we could get you to come to every community event, that would be
I would. That's what I want to do.
outstanding.
I would love to do that. I'm trying to do that.
amazing.
Well,
Next
so,
week I can't come.
And
but
film
the,
every stoned
okay.
pinata.
So here's the thing. What we need to do is set aside a day when, like, you and I have a full day.
Yeah.
And then we can go out. I mean, it's going to be hit or miss. You know what I mean? But we'll just have to give out a bunch, and then we'll actually probably have to do editing on this one.
I edit all my videos.
We'd have some really
It's not
sappy
like-
music in there too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's
For
about
sure.
time.
Like some Tim Minchin or something.
We get
As
a
long
slogan.
as it's not copywritten.
Right. But well, no, that's we're not asking for money. But I mean, but anyway, that's
Yeah.
the point. That's the
Yeah,
point.
we'll do it.
So we'll go through. We'll just there's going to be some people that'll just react really whatever, and there's other people that are going to be awesome, and so we'll need to edit those together and put that up with enough time to get other people to say, okay, well, I'm going to be a part of this.
So I'll let you know my videography plan after the whole podcast. I might get a little long on that, but I don't think.
All right.
Sure, yeah.
Sounds good. Hit the
You'll
shower.
get to see it. You'll get to see the video come out here. Hopefully within the next month.
Okay,
We'll shoot for that.
right. All right,
I know
so we
I've
got a
already
month.
got clothes. I forgot. Got some old ski
I got
jackets
clothes.
that roommates have left me. I got jackets of my own that
Yeah, we do
I no
too.
longer wear.
We have lots
so-
of atheist shirts.
Yeah, I
that
got
we get.
Yeah, I got a
clothes
bunch.
and
I got a
food
bunch of
and-
shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, we should give them all the old atheist shirts from the convention.
yeah. I'm sure we could come up with a lot of stuff.
So once again, if you're listening to this podcast right now and you want to help out with this group and you want to help out with this this homeless drive here in Salt Lake City, Utah, get a hold of us at GodlessRebelution at gmail.com. Find us on Facebook. Kick us out a message. We'll get you one of our addresses to send us stuff to. We'll get it. And don't worry, we aren't going to be hoarding the shit for ourselves or trying to sell it. It's all going to a good cause. For every person that's in need is going to
Could
get
you
a
throw up
jacket.
some emails on the podcast, like Sarah's email?
Yeah,
or-
absolutely.
Yeah, email if you want to do. You can also go board at Atheists of Utah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Board at atheistofutah.org.
Or if you just want to talk to me, it's Sarah at atheists.org.
Or I guess
I mean, the more help we get, the bigger this can get. I mean,
we need
yeah.
your help.
Yeah, I mean, you want to help us out here? We'll do this for Salt Lake. Maybe you don't live in Salt Lake. You want to see it happen in your hometown. Well, donate, and we'll grow it. We'll grow it big enough to get there. You know, that's what it's going to take. But this is an outlet for you to.
if
for
we
you
can
to
get
do
every
something.
atheist or free thinking or humanist group in every single state to do something like this, that would be phenomenal. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah, it would be the biggest charitable organization around.
It's really important for people to see that we do this stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Without the preconceived notion that we're going to hell if we don't.
Yeah. Because this is, like I
Well-
said, this is stuff that we do anyway.
It's
Mhm.
it's looking at another fellow human being and going, I don't want you to suffer. This is the least I can do is give you something warm to wear while it's cold out.
Yeah. Let's just go prove atheists are moral.
And maybe I want a handy in return. I don't know.
Wow, that went
I said
that went
there.
right wing quick.
All right.
Where's the
then.
cricket
I'm,
sound?
I'm cool with that, Dusky.
Dusky Ghost Leg. Ashton was calling me Ghost Leg because I had one blue pant leg and one black.
You did.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's it.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for your support.
Ta ta.
I am Lord Duffy.
I am Dan. I kind of got drunk tonight.
I'm having. you can.
I am Dan.
He said, "Lord." That's
I am Dan. I kind of got drunk tonight, Ellis.
sure fine.
I'm La Presidenta.
I'm Heavenly Father Matt.
I'm Jose Dusky Ghost Leg Martinez.
Awesome.
And this is the Godless Rebelution. Thank you for listening this week and donate.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.